Hello and welcome back to Science and Sorcery's Dungeon Master Dash. This is part 2. So for a bit of context, if you haven't seen the first episode, you probably should go back and watch that. But as a way of a quick recap, our heroes woke up in a dark, damp prison with no memory of how they got there. They were released by a handsome stranger who was immediately slain by guards. The party fought their way out past the guards and discovered in a giant chamber the ancient artifact, the hamster wheel of content creation. They activated the hamster wheel by completing an epic quest, slaying a terrible foe, and that opened the portal to this final showdown against the Overlord herself. So, without further ado, let's jump into the action and see what happens. So, for a little bit of context, we have a map of the atrium, and I can explain to you the lay of the land once that comes up. You're in a kind of 40-foot wide. So you have arrived on the right-hand side of this map. And so it's kind of 40 feet wide chamber that is about 90 feet deep. No, 90 feet long. To your left and right in the corners are 2 quarter circular ponds. And then ahead of you are 2 sweeping staircases that lead up to a balcony and a mezzanine floor at the back. On the far back wall, there is a huge mural of a velociraptor turning through the water and engulfing a hapless swimmer. The walls of this chamber are all completely lined, apart from the back wall and the wall you entered from, completely lined with small glass tanks, and there's a dim glow from within each one, from which you can make out the squirming of various animals. Do we have any questions about the lay of the land before we start?
The blue areas in the corners, are those raised or are those just sort of tiled on the floor?
Those are the 2 quarter circular ponds.
Oh, ponds. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So they, there's like a lip around the edge, kind of like a fountain in a town square or something. But beyond that, you'd have to check it out. So let's get the map going, we'll get the music going, and let's roll some initiative.
Yeah.
I like that sound.
Get some,
Okay.
Thankfully,
Hit me with some initiatives.
Thankfully, I have
24.
some advantage.
Oh.
Good job.
So was that Zayla with a 24?
Yep. I'm going to mute myself again because I've got artillery going on outside.
Yeah, apologies. We are recording this on the 5th of November, so a bunch of us are recording in the UK, and there's going to be in the background because we are celebrating the government killing a political dissident hundreds of years ago.
Somehow
Or,
we're celebrating the fact Parliament didn't get blown up, and that's the strangest thing I can possibly imagine.
Yeah, I mean, one can only imagine how good the fireworks would be if it had happened. Anyway, so let's go. Cosimo, what's your initiative?
1.
Nice.
Tired.
We love to see it. We love to see it. Not Tom.
9. I think that's my highest yet.
9.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, you're making your way up the initiative table. Not to sound patronizing. Ovibos.
I got a 19, which is impressive because my modifier is 0.
Nice. Ovi. And Revolt.
6.
Okay. It's okay. And Overlord Dagmar.
It would have been 9 as well, but I had advantage, so it's 21.
Oh, darn.
Okay.
Overlord
So-
with many skills.
That takes us to Zayla to kick us off.
Okay, so having just had this reveal that we were in fact working with the Overlord the whole time, the birds sort of like scurry up to my ears and sort of like are twittering, and it's like, yes, yeah, it is time to kill them now, isn't it? And I'm going to use my boots of spider climbing to scurry up the wall. So how far are we from the back wall?
Oh, the back wall, as in
Yeah,
the far wall.
just come in.
Oh, you've literally you have come through this giant portal
Yeah.
from the big cave, and you have appeared right next to this wall. You look behind you, and there is no door, but you are just in front of a wall.
Okay, so I will go up to the wall that allows me to get up the most wall.
Sure. Yep. Right behind you is flat wall, where you would have thought there would be a door if you walked through a door, but there is just flat wall.
Oh, okay. There's just a flat wall. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I will go 30 feet up that then. I guess.
The truth is, there is no door.
Sorry, dumb Matrix reference.
It's just
So
that I can't
you're
get
going how far up the wall?
So I'll just go as far up as I can for my movement. I won't use that.
Cool. So let's say that you get 25 feet up the wall.
Okay. And then I am going to draw my bow, and I am going to attack Travolt because I don't want rocks up in our business.
Wait, what?
Does a 21 hit?
Sure. Wow.
Okay, you are now my favorite enemy temporarily. And so that is going to be a nice 12 plus 7, so that is 19 points of damage.
The face of
19?
betrayal. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm
Okay.
going to use Stone's Endurance and reduce that by 12.
Okay, nice. So I'm very sorry, but the birds do say you've got to die.
Sure, let's go.
Never liked birds.
How dare you?
Does a 30 hit? I think.
No, oddly enough, the 21 did, but the 30 does not.
Okay, so that is 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Is that
Okay.
you have resistance to damage from spells?
This is just an arrow.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
just an arrow.
Shoot, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Well, you do. You still do.
Yay!
Are either Overboss or Notom within 5 foot of Travolt?
Yes, because you will have all come through, and been gathered at the entrance as the Overlord delivered her evil monologue from the balcony.
Okay. So I'm going to use my Horde Breaker, I think it is, to attack. I'm going to say Overboss because Overboss is tough, probably. Does a 30 hit? I'm going to assume yes. 7 points of damage.
All right.
Then I'm going to cast Swift Quiver and get 2 more attacks, which I'm going to go back to Trollt again. Roll them both
Counter
together.
spell.
wait.
You're
Alex.
getting counterspelled, Alex.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The moment you begin summoning that magic quiver, the circling D20 around me flashes, and I went, no. And
What-
we
So
were
what level
around-
is Swift Quiver?
That is a good question. Let me just check. That was not something I wrote down in my notes. I believe it's my maximum level spell slots. So it's a 5th level spell.
I'm going to burn a 5th level spell slot to do it.
Okay.
Bam! You feel you reach into your quiver in that kind of arcane way that you're used to, kind of summoning arrows with lightning speed, and you're all fingers and thumbs. Shut down. So, action, bonus action, movement.
Yep.
That takes us to Overlord Darkwa.
Okay.
So you are on the balcony,
I am.
overlooking the atrium.
And how far away from them am I?
You are roughly 50 feet.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna make it up to you in that time. So instead, what I will do is I will cast a tidal wave at. Can I do this without hitting Cosimo, or will I hit
No.
him?
You will
No.
absolutely hit Cosimo.
Yeah, that's fine. Actually, the area can be up to 30 foot long and up to 10 feet wide and up to 10 feet tall.
I'm going to say if you're summoning a tidal wave in a living room, you're definitely going to hit everyone on the ground.
Okay, fine. Alright, I'm going to summon a tidal wave, so I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw, please. While I roll some damage.
You're on mute, Alex.
I assume I'm, however, fine.
It's
You're
only
20
10
feet-
feet tall. No. Ooh, okay.
Add
So,
add 5 to your dex saving throws if you're my friend. Please.
Okay.
Okay. What did everyone get?
So, Cosmo.
So I started with a natural 1, and I've then gone on to a natural 20.
Okay, yeah. You save. Not all.
Nice.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay, you also make it.
Overboss.
Overboss?
22.
Yep.
Revolt?
24.
Oh, you all
Wow,
make
level
it.
20 spiced.
Yeah, you do all make it. So none of you get knocked prone, but you do all take 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Is that already halved for having passed
That's
that save?
already halved. I rolled 24.
Okay.
Yes.
How
So,
does
12
how does resistance work with that then? Is that halved again or no?
What are you resistant to?
So my aura of warding provides me and friendly creatures within 30 feet resistance to damage from spells.
What? Yes, that
Ooh.
halves everything.
Damn.
Sorry.
Okay.
Wow.
That
Sorry,
halves
not
the half.
sorry.
We only take quarter.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Paladins. Paladins.
Then I'm going to look real pissed off. And I'm going to jump off. How high up is the balcony? Is it like jumpable?
I mean, you'd take a dex save. You know, it's probably about 20 feet,
Okay.
15, 20 feet.
No, in that case, I'm gonna stay where I am, but I'm just gonna get really angry as I go into a rage.
Okay. So you are there. Kind of, what form does your rage take?
So as I start to rage, actually, a dark storm cloud gathers around me, lightning flashing inside of it. And I'll slowly start to make my way down the stairs instead. Just very calm, but very, very angry.
Nice. Okay, so that takes us to Lair actions.
What?
You're in the Overlord's lair.
Great.
So, as the water starts to kind of recede from the tidal wave and kind of drain seemingly into kind of the cracks between the stone tiles on the floor, you hear a kind of gurgling and the kind of a rushing of water as the 2 ponds in the corner start to overflow slightly, and the lower part of the atrium, you know, below the stairs, is all now starting to flood. Right now, it is about 6 inches deep on the ground, but water is continuing to flow out of those 2 ponds in the side corners. All right, let's get a wiggle on then. Overboss.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go into my muskox form. As an Oath of the Ancients Paladin, I have my Elder Champion, which I can use once per day. So for the next minute or 10 rounds, I'll regain 10 hit points. And then my enemies within 10 feet will have a disadvantage on saving throws against my paladin spells and channel divinities options. So as a bonus action, so that takes my action. And as a bonus action, I am going to do Destructive Wave. I'm going to cast Destructive Wave while I still can. So I'm going to.
What is Destructive Wave?
I take my my shield and I slam it down onto the ground, creating a burst of divine energy that ripples outward from you. Each creature I choose within 30 feet must succeed on a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage, or take 5d6 thunder damage, as well as 5d6 radiant or necrotic damage, and be knocked prone.
Ooh.
This is a bonus action? That's amazing.
It is now because of my mustache. Normally in action, but it's I can cast it as a bonus action now.
So, need I ask who you're targeting with it?
My enemies, which right now are the Overlord and
I'm not within 30 feet of you yet.
Oh, you're not within 30 feet. Okay, sorry.
No.
But Zayla is, and Cosimo currently is.
Cosimo hasn't declared anything.
Cosimo hasn't done anything, but in the Overlord's monologue at the start, she did say that Zayla and Cosimo had done their jobs well.
Yes.
So I will leave it up to you to do with that information what you will.
How
Why
far
would
am
you
I
trust
from the Overlord?
the person
'Cause I
that
haven't-
manufactured this?
Is it possible for me to move so that all three of them are within 30 feet, or is that not possible?
No, you can get Cosimo and Zayla, or you can get the Overlord.
All right.
Let me have a quick look at the map, actually.
We'll do that.
Yeah, you could probably get Cosimo and Overlord. I'm not sure. Yeah. Cosimo and Overlord, or Zayla and Cosimo.
Okay, well, let's get rid of my two allies. So yeah, I'm just going to try to get them.
All right. So what's the saving throw?
Okay, so you both have to make a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
Ooh. Okay, roll them up. What's the DC?
19.
Fail.
I got a 19 and a 21.
I have a lot of Twitter followers, so it's a really high DC.
That's how that works.
So Cosimo passes, Zayla fails. So
Okay.
On a fail, they take full damage and are knocked prone, and on a pass, they take half damage.
Correct. Let me roll
Cool.
that up.
Roll that damage.
Shoot. Just
What does that mean when I'm knocked prone up a wall?
We'll get to that.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that in just a second. So 5d6 radiant damage. All right. So, sorry, I just lost my spell on. There it is. I'm gonna click that. Boom. All right. So that's 15 full damage. So half of that if you got it. That's the thunder damage.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to make you take radiant damage because that's how I roll. And that's going to be 22 radiant damage.
That's 37 total on Zayla and 18 total on Cosimo.
And
Zayla.
If you
No,
failed,
never
you're
mind.
not prone. If you didn't fail, you're not knocked prone.
So you run up the wall with your kind of spider-legged little booties. And this wave of furious, righteous, divine nature energy like ripples out from your friend, victim, companion, whatever, and dislodges you from the wall. And you start falling. Roll a dex save.
Okie dokie. Fortunately, I'm very good at those. So that was a 5, so that is 16.
Cool. So you will take half the damage of your fall. So that's 3 bludgeoning damage. Hardcore shit. Great. So that's your action and bonus action. Do you want to move, Overboss?
I'm close to Trevalt, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Trevalt, as long as I'm within protecting range for, I'm gonna actually get within kind of 5 feet of Trevalt, just to kind of, if I'm not already, just to make sure that
Cool.
I'm taking full
So
advantage.
shield
of
up
my-
next
Yep,
to your
shield
companion. Cool. That takes. Oh yeah, this is my favorite part. So
That can't be good.
Not Tom and Overlord. What are your armor classes?
22.
It's pretty good. Not quite good enough. Not Tom. Pardon?
You're
I
muted.
think you might unmute, but that seemed like something that begins with a 1. So,
Yeah.
oh, actually,
Yeah.
you said 22, Overlord. Okay, lucky you. Not Tom. You feel a kind of a slamming force knock you off balance, hitting you from the side, and you're going to take how much damage is it? 6 bludgeoning damage, and roll a strength saving throw, please. So what is happening here? Overboss, you also get hit with something, but it kind of, your shield is up and prepared. It just kind of like putting your thumb over a tap. Because what's happening is you look around, and out of each of these ponds beside you is poking the head of a huge fish. This head is like the size of a large suitcase, and it's got a silvery scales with sort of dark banding, these 2 big eyes, and it has just spat a jet of water at you. So, not Tom, what was that save?
Do I get +5 because I'm near Overlord?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And that is a 24.
Oh, nice. Okay, you managed to keep your footing, but you look around, and yes, these giant fish head things are poking out of the water, and then you witness with horror as actually they start to climb out of these ponds. They rise up, and it's the head of a giant fish, but as it leaves the water, you see that head isn't attached to a fish's body. It's attached to a giant kind of misshapen lumpen humanoid-ish form with bits of kind of mechanical apparatus and the similar sort of glass and brass kind of mechanical arcane art deco stylings that you saw on the wheel and on the door. This is a giant mutant cyborg archerfish. But they've used their action to shoot at you, so they are in the process of kind of lumbering out of these ponds, dripping with water like when you get out of a bath, but a lot less cozy. Next up is going. Oh, that's the other minion that I pre-rolled initiative for. You hear Overlord, one sec. And appearing at the edge of the balcony is a diminutive fish person in a stained lab coat with like flappy webbed feet and webbed hands, and they go, if you're going to be getting into a fight, don't forget, and they kind of brandish their clipboard, and they're going to cast Bless on the Overlord.
Oh, thank you so much.
So that's the lab assistant's turn, and that takes us to Noctom.
My counter spell.
So, I am going to scream first. Just, a scream, which I can't.
A scream of rage, a scream of kind of fear, a scream of what? What's the scream?
Rage ? Not Tom isn't very good with figuring out what their emotions mean. And I'm going to cast Chain Lightning at the Overlord. Which is you have to make a
dex save, I believe.
Dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
And remember, you have a D4 on that from your lab assistant.
To add to that. That's true. That is going to be that is going to be a 22, and I have evasion, so I'm going to take no damage.
Okay, cool. Either way, I'm 3 more bolts of lightning that go from Dagmar to 3 other individuals. So I'm going for the 2 fish assholes and Zila.
Great. So, dex save, please, Zila.
The 2 fish assholes.
And anyone who is in the water that's on the floor, so that would be Zila and the fish assholes, is taking the save with disadvantage because you are wet and you are getting struck by lightning. That's a nat 1 for one of the assholes.
I'm actually doing this at... Oh, sorry. Also roll for the lab assistant.
Okay, so it's going to be lab assistant, asshole, and Zayla.
And other asshole. I'm doing it at a 7th level so that I can do another bolt.
Oh, great. Okay. What's your DC?
14.
Okay, so the fish asshole 1 is going to fail, fish asshole 2 is going to pass, and the lab assistant is going to fail.
Oh, irreplaceable.
Okay.
Zayla, what do you roll?
I failed as well, nat 1. Unless it...
Oof.
Yeah. Unless a total of 12 me there.
Nat 1's a nat 1, man.
No.
So that is 10d8 lightning damage.
Ouch.
Oh, nice.
Ow.
Actually, I have a ability called... Oh, no, never mind. Too high a spell slot. It's okay.
Cool.
That's 48 lightning damage.
48 lightning damage.
Ouch.
Okay.
Right.
What is that minus 48?
Woof.
That's why you have a calculator handy when you're DMing.
And half of 48 is 24. So, great. Was it 38 or 48?
48.
Great. So that's 24 on a pass. Ooh, okay. The lab assistant doesn't look good. The lab assistant immediately regrets showing themselves. The 2 fish assholes. One of them kind of just shrugs it off. The other one, he notices, seems in pain, but it's just pissing it off.
Yeah.
Great. So that's your action. Do you want to do bonus action movement?
No. I'm good.
Cool. That's who's up next.
I would like
Travolt.
to take a legendary action.
Okay, so legendary action, Travolt,
Yes.
you're up next.
Which one can I get to any of the my three enemies with 30 feet? Or any of them within 30 feet?
So you came down the stairs with your last
coming
move,
down the
didn't you?
stairs, yes.
Yep. So then, yeah, you're within 30
Any
feet.
of them?
Yes.
Or yes.
Because you're all gathered together in the same place, right?
Yeah.
Near where you arrived.
I think Overlord was right next to Trevolt, and then Notom was nearby.
And Notom's probably nearby, yeah.
Yeah. But not necessarily in melee range. Alright, I'm gonna teleport and appear next to Notom, and I'm gonna take a melee attack. I'm gonna make that a reckless attack as well, to give myself advantage. Yes?
I'm casting shield as a reaction.
Okay.
Cool.
That is still going to be an 18 to hit.
What's your armor
That's
class
now
normally?
my AC.
So then I
you
do
just hit.
Okay, and then because I had advantage, I get sneak attack. So that is going to be.
Wait a second. Is not Tom within 5 feet of me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so not. I'm gonna use
can be.
protection. So that's gonna be you're gonna get disadvantage on that attack roll.
I had advantage on the attack roll.
Okay.
So that would be a
Because of
straight
the
roll.
attack.
You'd
But
be
the
straight
first
roll.
one I rolled was the higher one, so
Sorry.
it would still have been an 18.
Okay. If it's both disadvantage and advantage, what does that do to sneak attack? I think that cancels out sneak attack. Sorry,
It does.
Okay. Well, in that case,
something.
but is Cosimo within 5 feet of Notzon? If they're also clustered,
Sure, yeah.
because then I
Oh,
get
then-
sneak attack again.
And gets
Well,
Uh,
Cosimo, it depends. Cosimo, are you an ally of the Overlord in the terms of the rules?
As far as everyone's concerned.
In which
Yeah.
case, Cosimo would be threatening Notzon.
Okay, then you do get sneak attack.
Yes. Okay.
Rogue.
Give me my damn sneak attack. So that's going to be 6, 23 points of piercing damage.
Cool.
Let me just
That
check
takes
that
us
there's
to-
nothing happening because of the rage aura. Hold on.
Rage aura.
Yeah. My storm cloud. It travels with me. We'll get to that next turn. Nothing happens now.
Okay, so Travolt, that's you, and then Cosimo, you're up next.
How far away am I from Zayla?
Zayla is on the floor, a few feet away from you.
Oh, like within melee range?
Yes, I mean you could very easily get within melee range.
Oh, perfect.
And Zayla, you passed your dex save, didn't you? So you're not prone.
Yes,
Okay.
I did pass.
Oh, but you were knocked prone because you failed your con save. Okay, but you landed. Okay,
So
This
is
is like-
prone?
we'll say is prone
Okay.
because I want to reward that big explosion. That was cool.
Smiling, Keon on the shoulder, orbiting Isokihedron. Travalt just takes a few steps, stands over you, and goes, "Stay there!" And quickening spell, hold person.
Ooh, wisdom
Casting
save.
hold person
please.
as a bonus action, and I would like a wisdom save, please.
Okay, now a useful thing about being a gnome is I get advantage on wisdom saves against magic. So, nat 20 for 22.
Damn. Okay, that doesn't work.
I'm sorry,
Still got your action.
Yeah,
but the birds don't agree with that.
Yeah, the birds don't agree with that. That's very unfortunate. I'm still going to beat you with my longsword, though.
Cool. So
does
attack with advantage.
Yeah, it is with advantage. So the first one was a 25 to hit. Let me just make sure it doesn't crit. Okay, well, that would be a 29 to hit because it is a crit.
Oh no.
Hey!
I
think
like
Zella's-
online
We're gonna be
dice
looking-
rollers now.
We're going to be looking for Zella's replacement soon, I think.
So, I'm not
I'm not
using it
entirely out of
for.
tricks yet.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
I
not
know.
using it for. I'm not using it two-handed, so it's just 1d8 times 2 plus 3, so it's 12, 15 points of slashing damage. That's
I'll
all.
uncanny dodge that.
God damn it!
That's 7 points of damage.
Yeah.
Rogues, man.
I'm not even a rogue. It's a ranger.
It's a
thingy.
ranger thing. Yeah.
Rangers get uncanny dodge?
I think
Anyway.
it's one of the variant ones I used.
Aha. All right, so that's your movement. So that's your bonus and your action. Do you want to do any
Yep.
movement?
No, because I want to still maintain the distance to Overboss and stay in melee with
Cool.
Zenom.
So that takes us to Cosimo. And
I'd like to
Zayla,
make
you
another
get
legendary action. I'd just like to hit Notom again.
Okay, so make your weapon attack.
That is going to be a 21 to hit. And now last time I forgot the rage damage, so I might add that on this time if that's okay.
with
DM.
disadvantage, right? So that
Does that last?
Is it your reaction of?
It's a
Or is it a reaction?
oh, it's a reaction. Yeah. So.
Mm.
But I don't get sneak attack this time because I can only do that once. But that is going to be, where does it say rage damage? It's gonna be 14 points of piercing damage this time to Notzon.
Okay, mark that. And then we have Cosimo. And Zayla, you're next.
So, can you remind me of who's where currently?
So
We're in
actually,
the-
pretty much everyone is kind of clustered near where you entered the chamber. So between the two ponds and kind of, ankle deep water, and these two giant fish assholes, in not Tom's words. Yeah, kind of clustered. Oh, and there's the lab assistant up on the balcony.
Okay, and can I ask, Divine Smite, can that be cast at the same time as a Branding Smite in the same round because it's a special
Yes,
act?
because Divine Smite you just stick on when you hit. Other smites will use a bonus.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Branding Smite onto my hand axe.
Hashtag branding.
And then I'm going to turn to Overboss and say, look, she pays for my habit. Like, I hadn't said a single thing, and you just did that. And I'm going to take a swipe at her with my hand axe, and then also plug in 3d8 for Divine Smite as well.
Cool. Well, wait to see if you hit.
Yeah. Oh, if I hit, yeah. Let's see. Hope so. That is a natural 20. Fuck you.
2 crits in the first round. Oh,
This is
amazing.
gonna
I
be
love
nasty.
it. This is what we are here for. Okay, so a paladin crit. We know how spicy this can get. So that will be 2d6 for your axe. Doubling your dice for your branding smite, and then doubling your crit dice.
3d6. Okay, let's do that one first.
Doubles the divine smite too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Halil is very familiar with.
Yeah.
Paladin.
And then 3d8. Right, so that is 49 points of damage.
Nothing personal,
and I'm-
apparently.
No problem. Good.
I'm going to take a second swipe as my second attack. And also going to throw in a Divine Smite on that as well. Just like I'm pissed off after being attacked for no reason. With no
reason.
No reason
At all.
Just serving the big bad.
And that is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
And that's also going to have that 2d8s on top of.
So that'll be 1d6, 2d8.
Yep. And that is another 18 points of damage.
So there's a totally legally distinct, heroic reptilian Colonian absolutely wailing on a humanoid musk ox in a flooded atrium. Lovely.
As it happens.
Right? We've all been there.
Normal Tuesday night.
So,
For the Overlord.
Overboss, how you looking?
I'm still standing.
Well,
Cool.
I'm not finished. I have my belt of the old master, and so I'm going to take a third swipe.
That is as a bonus action, and you
That
use
is
your
a bonus
bonus action for branding smite.
Is that all right? Okay, fine. I'll do. That's fine. That's fine.
But for future reference, you can, if you skip the branding smite, you get another attack.
Amazing. Awesome.
Cool. That takes us to top of initiative. Zayla.
Okay, my birds, I think we're going to have to change strategy a little bit. And I use that invisibility power that I have, that's name I forget, that is a bonus action, so I am now invisible. And I am... So how far away are the stairs?
The bottom of the stairs are about 30-ish feet away. You would have to go past quite a few people. And you
Okay.
would have to stand up because you are currently prone on the ground.
Okay, in which case, I'm just going to... I will stand up, so that's 15 foot of my movement gone. And then I will go 45 foot up the wall using dash.
Okay, so Travolt, do you want attack of opportunity?
And I'm invisible, so it'll be a
He's
disadvantage.
It'll be with disadvantage.
Yep.
But
I'm-
you're seeing the water splash around as they move.
Oh, I'm 100% taking an attack of opportunity on that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So okay, the 26 would have been cool. The second 26 still, I rolled a 17 twice.
nice.
Does
Nice.
the
Alright.
26 hit?
It does.
Okay, so it's 1d8 plus 3. Fuck. Now I roll a 1, so it's only 4 points of slashing.
So how much?
Every hit point counts.
Am I also able to do an attack of opportunity?
Who said that, Tom?
No.
Or was that Overboss?
Overboss, yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at Alex's screen. Yes, you would, because you're all clustered around the entrance. Yeah.
Okay, so I have Sentinel. So
Oh,
when I hit a creature with an attack of opportunity, there's 0 for the rest of the turn. So
There will be a
Alright.
disadvantage, though, remember.
Yes, the attack is at disadvantage, but if it hits,
Yes.
you ain't going anywhere.
all right. So in that case, I'm gonna hit with my longsword. Let's see. Oops.
Yeah, the stakes of being an archer and getting stuck in the middle of a bunch of people.
Hmm.
It happens.
does getting hit break invisibility?
I don't believe so.
Don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think it
What
does.
is the ability that you're using? Is because do you turn invisible or do you cast invisibility?
So it's Nature's Veil. As a bonus action, you magically become invisible along with the equipment you're wearing until the start of your next turn.
Okay, yeah, cool. So yeah, getting hit won't affect it unless someone used a branding smite or something.
All right. So that's an 18 and a 16. So I'm guessing that's a miss.
16. What's your armor class, Zayla?
17.
All right, just miss. You kind of you feel one sword stab into your back, but the other just it takes off half the nest of one of the birds.
Oh, Vecna, I'll fix that for you later.
Not Tom. You also can get an attack of opportunity at disadvantage if you want, because like I said, everyone's all clustered together in a big scrum.
I wanted to use my great club that I got off the Frost Giant, but I don't know what the attack bonus is on it. I don't have it written down.
So you'd be using strength for it. So it'd be. Are you proficient with martial weapons?
No.
Okay, so it would. You're already at disadvantage, but you wouldn't be using a proficiency bonus because you're not proficient with martial weapons. So the attack bonus would be your strength bonus.
Damn, that's a 16.
Almost.
Ooh. Yeah, so dodging and diving out of the way. That's clutch invisibility there. So you go 45 feet up the wall.
And I don't go straight up, I go just slightly off, just so I'm not predictable where I'd be.
Okay, cool. So you, how much sideways are you going?
Probably only because I appreciate that sort of curves causes an arc. So probably.
We're not going to worry too much about Pythagoras. It's more about if you fall, where will you fall?
Okay, let's say away from the group.
Away from the group. How far away from the group? Because you've got group, you've got a little bit of floor space, and then you've got pond.
Okay, is there a space where I can be out of melee if I fall, but not in the pond?
Yep. Cool. Gotcha.
And we will worry about the Pythagorgon.
That takes us to Overlord Dagmar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in this nice cluster of people, which is really good because at the start of my turn, as a bonus action, I need Overboss to make a dexterity saving throw, please, as the cloud of lightning that surrounds me lashes out at you.
Okay. I get my shield bonus to that roll, so that's going to be an 18.
An 18 does save, so you'll take half damage. But actually, it's lightning damage, so it won't be half because you're in the water. So you will you'll take 12 points of damage. Half because you saved, doubled because it's lightning, and then halved again because it's magic.
So I'll use my shield master evasion for my reaction, which I've not done yet. So I'll use my reaction to reduce that to 0.
Okay.
Nice.
I like how it's just rules tennis.
Yeah.
Too much math happening.
Uno reversed.
It's very precious right now.
And then I'm
So that's
going
your bonus.
to continue my assault on not Tom, because I'm still mad about the chain lightning. And I'm going to Cosimo didn't move, did you? So you're still within 20 feet. Sorry, within 5 feet of not Tom. So I'm not gonna do it at advantage. Ooh, nat 19 for 29 to hit. So that's, and I'll get my sneak attack on that, which will be, ouch, 7, 13, 25 points of piercing damage on the first strike. Are you still up? Okay. And then second attack, which will be, oh, that's not gonna hit because I rolled a nat 2 on that one. Action, bonus action. I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna stay in range of everyone. So that will be my turn.
Great. So that takes us back to the lair actions.
God. Fucking fish.
You're welcome.
Not quite. They come in a sec. So the water continues to gush out of these ponds in the corner, and the water level raises from a few inches to about a foot and a half, which means that this whole area is now difficult terrain. That's the lair actions. So that's going to be Overboss.
Okay. How far is the Overlord from me?
Right next to you.
Oh, still right next to me. Okay, and
Yeah.
so is Zayla?
Nope.
Zayla has scampered up the wall with their little spidery shoes. But
And is
Cosimo,
invisible.
Notom... Oh, and is invisible for the moment, yes.
And is
But Cosimo, Notom, Travolt, Overlord, and you are all clustered near the
For
entrance.
now.
Great. Okay. Well, I've had enough of this.
Oh, and don't forget, you heal a bit from your muskox form.
Yes, I do get 10 hit points back. Okay. So, as my bonus action, I am going to cast Vanishing Smite. I raise my sword, and my shield flashes, and I strike out at the Overlord.
Okay.
Which is going to be super fun, because I just have a regular sword. 21?
Yeah, that does it.
Okay. And I'm going to use... Okay, so here's how this is going to work. So first, you take 8 points of damage just from the sword.
Is it slashing?
Yes.
Because I'd reduce that to 4 because I'm raging.
Okay. And then for the Banishing Smite...
Also, are you going to put in a Divine Smite? Or no?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that's the other thing. I have to do that first, presumably.
So I don't want a backseat paladin. I was showing you missing out on it.
No, I'm just...
See,
I'm
paladin.
toggling between various...
Never letting you play a paladin again, Khalil.
So much smite. Okay, so...
Banning paladins from Science and Sorcery.
Paladins are the best.
No, they're great fun. I love a good paladin.
Okay, so...
I love a bad paladin.
So I'm going to do... Alright, so here's what we're going to do. So it's going to be an extra 2d8. So I'll do a second level.
Second level will be 3d8.
Oh, 3d8. Sorry, thanks. 3d8. Okay, so that's going to be another 17 for that. And then the Banishing Smite happens.
And yeah, the radiant is not halved.
I'm gonna uncanny dodge it, so yes, it is.
Can you uncanny dodge radiant?
I can uncanny
it's
dodge
the damage from the attack.
of the attack. So actually, that reduces your sword damage to 2, because it was already halved. And then it was 17. You said?
Yes.
So that's 8 radiant.
8 radiance, and then 2, so that's 10.
All right.
I
So,
can do math.
my weapon crackles with force and
Yep.
does an extra 32 points of force damage.
Oh, that's fun.
Ooh.
If
So that's reduced to 16 with your dodge.
So if
Yep.
this entire attack happens to reduce you to 50 points or
Nope.
fewer, which I doubt,
Nope.
then you get banished. But I guess
Yeah, sorry, no.
probably not the case.
No such luck.
I figured not.
You said 50. It got half to 32, so it got half to 16. Yep. Yeah. All right.
I think so. It's and I get 2 attacks, so I'll do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling the love.
All right. So it's going to be 22 on the second longsword attack.
22 will hit.
All right. And so that's going to be 16 damage one-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get my smite damage on that?
You can chuck another divine smite in if you want. The banishing smite doesn't carry over.
Banishing
It
smite
only lasts
doesn't,
1 attack.
yeah.
But you can chuck another divine smite if you want to burn another spell slot.
Why not?
That's what they're for.
I might not live long enough to use them again. So, all right. So that's
Okay, what level are you putting in?
14 for
Another 14 damage?
Yeah.
And this is not halved because you have used your reaction.
No, this isn't halved. No.
All right. All right.
Great, so that's your bonus action in action.
I've had enough of this.
Beat.
I'm done.
I'm just
I
thinking
kinda look
of
at the
this.
ball and I'm like, oh, you're rubbing off on me.
And the Overlord
Okay.
is just standing there, very angry, surrounded by lightning, in a very nicely tailored suit. like business women, just like, this is fine.
Oh wait, so it
Girl
says
boss of the
improved
dungeon.
spell smite? It says they take an extra 1d8 radiant damage. Is that just normal?
Pardon?
Oh yeah.
So I got to do 2 more of those. That's 4 more
Yep.
radiant and 11 more radiant.
Okay, but the 4 would have been reduced to 2, so that's 9 more.
9.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. Now it's the mutant cyborg archerfish's turn.
Yay!
And so they're going
I'm
to
just really
finish
happy.
climbing out of the bath. And they are going to advance on the party. One of them is going to try to grapple Overboss because you seem to be laying a bit of a hurt on their boss. And the other one is going to... Which is gonna make an attack against Travolt. So the first one's going to try and grapple Overboss. So roll athletics or acrobatics. Ooh. I promise I'm not fudging this. This is yet another nat 20 on the flaming heteros die.
I think they might
Thank
be just
you,
weighted
Dagmar.
badly. I'm starting to think they're just weighted badly. At least yours are.
I mean, badly is in the eye of the beholder.
I think they're weighted great. Hey, like the holders of the eyes inside.
Right? So you are grappled. Your speed is 0. But that's its action. And against Travolt, it's going to make a couple of kind of big swinging fist attacks. These are big, meaty hands. One of them's got a little bit of metal across the back of it. That's going to be a 15 and a 23.
The 23 hits. Ow.
Cool. So... 9 points of bludgeoning damage. As
I'm
it
now angry.
lands one big punch across your like rocky Goliath jaw. Your beard kind of with the force of it. The other punch, the recoil from that first punch means that the second punch misses you. Then it's going to be the faithful lab assistant's turn. And Notom, you're going to be next. So think about what you're going to do. So the lab assistant is, blows out a cartoon bit of smoke. Their fins are all singed from the lightning. They go, master, catch. And it kind of pulls out, those little kind of square kind of fish nets on like a wire handle that one might use in an aquarium. They pull out one of those and they throw it, and it doesn't go very far. But in the air, it actually transforms and it enlarges into a 6-foot glowing spiritual weaponoid form of this little fishnet, and it's going to make an attack against Nothon.
That is who I've been wailing on.
Pardon?
That is who I've been wailing on, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, I love you.
They rolled a natural 3 though, so that's only a 9 to hit. So are you firing your lab assistant?
I'm considering it. Just thinking about it.
This you dodge this the spectral net, and now it's your turn.
Me. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I first roll like a nature check to see how smart I think these fish assholes are?
Absolutely. Yeah, nature or insight, whichever you prefer.
Where's my insight? I have one
it'd be
for
a wisdom
nature.
skill.
That's a 21.
Okay. These fish assholes don't seem to be too bright. They haven't used any language that you can discern, and they seem to be seemingly just grabbing and hitting and shooting anything that seems adversarial to the Overlord.
Okay. I would like Zila, Cosimo, and the lab assistant, and the fish, if they're smart enough, to roll a wisdom saving throw, because I am doing mass suggestion. Actually, also Overlord you too. I get up to 12.
So what are you going to suggest?
Dagmar's an asshole for making us fight. You should stop or fight Dagmar.
Okay. Interesting. So what are the stipulations on suggestion? Is there a minimum intelligence?
So magically influence up to 12 creatures of your choice that you can see within range and that can hear and understand you.
You can't see Xela.
Yeah. Fucking invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to roll for the fish assholes and the lab assistant. Okay. What does the lab assistant get on a wisdom save?
It's a 19 for the Overlord, which I assume makes it.
The 24 for Cosimo.
So loyal.
So
my lab assistant betray me.
The highest that any of your minions got was a 14.
That's the DC.
Okay, so the lab assistant stays, but the fish asshole... The lab assistant passes, the fish assholes both fail.
Can the fish assholes understand Notom?
They understand verbal commands. They just...
But do they only understand verbal commands in Aquan?
Ooh.
Because that's what the Overlord speaks.
Rule tennis.
So, I'm using the stat block that I have reskinned for these mutant bastards.
Yeah.
They have languages, Aquan, and one language of its creator's choice. So when you created these monstrosities, what other language would you have had them speak? And be honest.
Let me check. I probably would have done Thieves' Cant and Aquan, because I don't want just anyone to be able to control them.
Ooh, okay. Okay, so what are the saving throws on Cosimo, Zela, and the Overlord?
Overlord got 19.
I got 20.
Zayla's invisible, so it doesn't work.
Oh man, that was such a roller coaster of a turn.
It would have been awesome if it worked, but there's no way. The Overlord is not stupid enough to teach these creatures common.
What languages does not Tom speak?
Druidic, Elvish, and Giant.
Man. Okay, so what's your bonus action?
I'm gonna cast Healing Word on myself.
I think Tom just wants to slap me through the screen.
And heal for 11 points.
Cool. And any movement? What's the word you use to G yourself up, to heal yourself?
Fuck.
Oh, Tom, I'm so sorry.
Travolt, you are next. Costumo,
legendary action, please. I'd like the legendary action, please.
Cool. Well, let's pause there, Dagmar, because Tom, sorry, you started saying something.
Tom.
I was just mad at Dagmar.
Oh, yeah. That's yeah. Before Travolt's turn, I'm going to turn to Travolt and just go, you're fired. And I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Is this a spell? Because I will counterspell it.
It is not a spell.
Shit. A charisma saving throw?
Yes,
I
sure? Realize you are a warlock. Yes.
And a cleric.
And standing next to a paladin.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. What's my paladin bonus? +5, right?
Well, I'm going to try it anyways.
Okay, so I rolled an 18. My base bonus to charisma is +11. And then +5 for standing next to the glowing paladin of Muskoxy Doom.
I love that.
So is that a 34?
Yes.
I love this for you. Okay,
wow.
Is this arcane...
The unfireable!
The unfireable! This arcane energy starts to crackle around Travolt and then just fizzles out.
No.
And the cloud around the Overlord just gets angrier.
Are the two fish assholes within 5 feet of each other?
No, they're coming from opposite ends of the group. But one of them is grappling Ovibus, and one of them is right in front of you.
So they're within 5 feet of us. Because, like, if they're grappling and fighting me.
So it's kind of like fish bastard, Ovibus, you fish bastard.
Okay.
So there's a friend sandwich, and the bread is fish bastards.
Okay. Okay, got it.
We're gonna need some merch there, Alex.
I'm gonna make you start adding things to the spreadsheet now for merch, I think.
That's fair.
Okay then. Well, because that won't work, because my Reaper only attacks if the two people are within 5 feet of each other. But
I'll say Cosimo is within 5 feet of the fish bastard who's punching you.
Oh, cool. Has Cosimo taken any damage?
A little bit, not much.
Okay, cool. This is gonna suck. I need the fish bastard, and Cosimo to both make Wisdom 17. Wisdom 17 saves. as Trevalt reaches out and just flicks the icosahedron that's surrounding him and casts Toll the Dead. And because you're in 5 feet, within 5 feet of each other, my Reaper special ability takes over, and it targets 2 creatures.
Oh.
So that's going to be a 6.
A 6? Ooh.
A 6 and a 28, did you say, Cosmo? All right.
Oh,
So roll those d12s. Oh, no, it's d8s for the fish bastard, I believe, because it hasn't taken any damage.
No, it's 4. It has taken or it has not?
Has not, I don't think. Oh, no, it has, because it got blasted with lightning, didn't it?
Oh, it did, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Yeah. So it's d12s. Yeah.
Yes. 4d12. So that'll be
my beautiful fish
shit.
bastard.
11, 18, 29, 34.
34. Woof.
34 points of necrotic damage.
You see, like, from the kind of the where the mechanical and electrical parts seem to be sticking into the flesh, and where the fish head meets the grotesque kind of ogroid body, it's almost like the tissue starts to reject the grafts, and it starts to like peel and fester visibly. It's looking pretty messed up.
Damn,
this
it's
one
not
that is
dead?
punching you. No, but it's not looking great.
Needed to die. You don't understand.
So that's your action. You've got a bonus.
Do I take half damage on that, or do I just?
You
No,
take
it's a
none.
cantrip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which sucks. However, Trevalt will look very cross at Cosimo. Well, fine then. Keon, kill him. And Keon will bamf into existence and attempt to sting you. He's
familiar
not,
attacks.
He's not that Chainmaster, baby.
Yes.
Okay. 18. What is he plus 4 to hit? Does a 22 hit?
It does.
I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
25.
Okay, never mind. Well, okay, you do take 6 points of piercing damage, but you saved, so you're not poisoned.
But you do have an angry pseudo dragon flapping around in your face and stinging you.
Yep.
Sweet.
And yeah, that's all I'm going to do because I'm saving my reaction just in case.
All right, Cosimo.
Can I make another legendary attack?
Sure. Yeah.
I get 3 on a turn. I'm gonna.
Yeah, and this is your last legendary action.
This is the last one for this
Yeah.
for this turn. Yes. But given that he hasn't been banished yet, I want to make. I'm gonna make a reckless attack against Trevalt, if I can do that. Oh, I'm throwing my dice around. So that is going to be a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
With some sneak attacks. That is going to be 1, 5, 10, 20, 26 points of piercing damage. Oh, sorry, 28 points of piercing damage.
Ow. Cool. That works. I will also use fiendish resilience.
I'm muted.
Jax, you're muted.
Sorry, I was trying to.
Yeah.
I was trying to see if I could use my reaction to make that attack with disadvantage with my shield sentinel ability. I'm sorry.
We can retcon that because of
I have been shouting it.
It was still going to be a 24 to hit, and
Yeah.
Cosimo's still within 5 feet.
5 feet,
so, but
So
yes, fair try because my second roll was a nat 2.
Okay.
How much was that? 26?
20. Yes.
Okay, 26. And then fiendish resilience. I am now resistant to piercing damage. Fuck that.
Nice. Okay, Cosimo, you've just had a dragon thrown at you. Time for the clapback.
Yeah, I'm gonna like look at the pseudo dragon and like think about how like it abandoned me earlier on in the darkness, but I know that it's not being controlled by the pseudo dragon. It's being controlled by the Goliath that is standing behind it. How far away is it? Like 5 feet? Is Travolt?
Right next to each other.
Right, so
Yeah, it's all a bit of a scrum.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like 5 or 10, but that's fine. So I'm going to take. I'm going to use my bonus action to activate this belt at this point to take 3 attacks against Travolt.
You hear a gong sound in the distance. Gong. And the screen kind of narrows the aspect ratio to just show your eyes for a sec.
And it's in black and white, but you can still see the rainbow coming through. So, first one would be a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Second one is another 19 to hit.
Yeah, that still hits.
And the last one would be a 17 to hit.
That does not. Yay! I only get slapped twice.
With those 2 that do hit, I'm going to put some Divine Smites onto them as well. So that is going to be... Doing my maths.
I love a smite heavy fight.
And
Smite's going every which way.
Probably
Sorry, too many dice.
Should have saved my stone's endurance. Oopsie.
That's going to be 40 slashing.
Slashing? Damn it. Only resistant to piercing. Ow. Okay.
How's Travolt looking?
Starting to look pretty beat up. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's time for power word kill, you mean?
No, actually that still won't work. I'm still above that threshold.
Oh, okay.
Ouch. Hurting, but yeah. Not that
So that's
bad.
your action and bonus, right, Cosmo?
And I'm
Any
staying
movement?
where I am. No, staying
Cool.
where I am.
So before we go back to the top of initiative, I think it's time for a quick breather because this is all getting pretty stressful. I'm gonna have a 5-minute break. That's a good point. Did we miss Overboss's turn?
We've all had 2.
Did we miss you after the Lair action?
We've all had 2?
Yeah,
Right.
we've all had 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we're good. All right.
We're good? Great. So we're gonna have a quick 5-minute break, get some water, have a breather, and then we'll get back to beating each other up.
Excited. back.
And
Oh, I am the Overlord, but I'm now also the DM. That's fun.
No, I was the Overlord. Damn it, now I'm not.
Okay, so back at the top of initiative, and as the music gets going again, let's start off with Zayla. So Zayla, you are 40 or so feet up the wall, a little bit to the side of the area where the rest of the fight is mostly clustered just by the entrance. You're muted.
So first of all, I'm going to run another 30 foot further up. And I'm sorry, everyone.
How tall is this room?
Very.
In my head, it was infinitely tall, but then having given you the slippers of spider climbing, that seems a little broken. I'm going to say that as you pass a certain point, about 2/3 of the way through this run, you start to feel the fight below you starts to feel vague. Starts to feel like it's something that's kind of on the tip of your tongue. You're having trouble kind of keeping your concentration on it.
Okay.
So I would say beyond 60 feet high, I'd say that you're gonna
60 foot
possibly
high.
start to rolling
Can I go
wisdom
to
saves.
61 foot high?
Okay, roll a wisdom save.
Is this a magical effect?
No. Yeah. For gnome cunning, yeah.
Alex, just move to the side.
Well, yeah, okay. I'll just move. Basically, I just want to be more than 60 foot away from the battle. So if I move diagonally, can I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are now above the pond, but you are 60 feet above the pond and more than 60 feet away from the fight.
Well, so I have a little chat to the birds quickly. It's just like, well, the instruction you're saying I just need to kill those guys. Nothing else I need to worry about. So, well, okay, and I will conjure volley on the entire melee. So, can literally everything make a dex saving throw for me, please?
Oh my.
Okay. Well, yeah, +5 to any friends of Overlord.
Yeah, right. Not to everyone.
What's the DC on that, Alex?
16.
Okay, that's good. Oh, was I still blessed, Khalil?
Yes, you are still blessed.
And any friendly ones with me get +3 as well.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I have a 20-something?
Cosmo.
27.
Not Tom.
Dirty 20.
Overboss?
26.
Travolt.
Dirty 20.
What's your DC, Zella? 16.
16. So everyone passes. I don't know about the fish and whatnot.
The fish bastards both fail horribly. They are not the most dainty of organisms.
Okay, so the fish bastards both take 30. Everyone else takes 15.
I'm taking nothing.
It's piercing damage, right?
Yep. Yes.
Cool. So I take.
And I don't know
8.
if the Overlord can ignore that as well, I believe.
I can. It's because it's a dex save, and I made it.
Yeah.
And I will use my shield master evasion.
Nice. So you get all Roman tortoise up in this thing. Travolt, you see the kind of mutant brute in front of you suddenly is peppered with arrows, and all of these kind of opening, festering wounds that you've caused with your magic start to kind of split along kind of almost seams, and it, with a mixture of kind of wet thuds, squelches, tearing noises, and clanks, it just disassembles and is in a heap of rather gross, miscellaneous biological and technological matter on the floor in front of you. Overboss, the one that is next to you, also gets an ass full of arrows, but just seems to kind of in pain, but doesn't go down.
Okay, I'm going to, at this point, just use my bonus action to use Nature's Veil again and go invisible again.
Ooh, how many times can you do that?
6 times a day.
Incredible.
Rangers went from being useless to being broken. Okay, so you're invisible, and you've moved entity action.
Mhm.
Overlord.
I would like, at the start of my turn, I would like Travolt to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Damn it.
The lightning is coming for you.
Oh, great. That would be a 17 plus 5.
Yeah, you'll make the save.
Okay.
But you will still take 9 points of lightning damage.
Ouch. Okay.
Yep. And then I'm going to make another 2 attacks against. You said Travolt was looking pretty hurt?
Not like half wounded.
Okay. How's Not Tom looking? Tom.
How's not Tom looking?
What?
Hit point. Like how beaten up is not Tom looking?
So the thing is, if you would ask not Tom, who is based on Tom, he would say he's fine.
Oh, okay. But visually.
Let's just say not Tom's fine. That's all the information you get.
Okay. Well, I would like Not Tom to stop looking fine in that case, so I'm going to make another 2 attacks against Not Tom. So that is going to
Do you have a crutch on me? Is that why?
Huh? Yeah, I have a crush on you, that is why. That is going to be a 16 to hit.
As a reaction, I cast Shield.
Okay, so then that
Now
doesn't hit.
That misses.
And then second attack is going to be another 16. Is the shield still apply?
Yep. The shield lasts until the end of your
Yes,
next your
it's
next
until
turn.
my next turn.
Cool. So then those will hit. Those will miss. I know what I'm saying. And then, instead of movement, so Khalil, for my one legendary action, could I do the melee attack first, and then the teleportation, or does it have to be teleportation the melee attack?
For this you appear and attack.
Cool. In that case, I am simply going to teleport back onto the staircase, so I get out of the water.
Sure. So you are.
I'm pretty sure I know what's coming next.
So how? Okay. I believe your teleportation range was not huge.
I can't remember what you told
I think it's
me.
half your movement speed.
Okay.
Or your movement speed. I can't remember.
I can't remember what you told me.
Last minute legendary actions.
I'm trying to find
Half
it.
your movement speed.
Half your movement speed.
So you can teleport and then run.
I'll
But
do that.
remember that it's difficult terrain unless you have a swim speed.
I have 40. I have a swim speed of 40 feet, and I have 40 feet of movement because I'm a Triton.
Okay. So yeah, you teleport out of this scrum and then kind of
and a
start.
Storm Herald Barbarian, so I have a lot of swim speed.
Amazing. And yeah, you swim to the steps. How far up the steps are you going?
I just want to be out of the water, really, and then I'll just
Okay.
lounge against the banister,
Cool.
and that's my turn.
That's your turn. Great. That takes us to the Lair action. You hear a shattering of glass. Not a lot, but one or two of the small tanks on the walls of this chamber burst open, and you see a sizable eel plop into the 1.5 deep water
hell.
all around you. And then suddenly, just like with REM, everything hurts. So I'd like everybody to roll a con save, please.
Nice.
Does that exclude me because I'm not in the water?
Everyone who's in the water, roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
Six.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Damn.
Psychon moment. They're technically called weakly electric fish, but that doesn't mean they can't still electrocute you.
And actually, another Psychon moment. The cells and the tissues that they use to generate this electric current are absolutely fascinating.
Yeah.
Like the way that the ion channels work.
Mhm.
Great.
Yeah.
So we've got a natural 20 from Nocton. Cosmo.
19.
Overboss.
18.
Travolt.
26.
Nice.
Oh. Okay.
That
so I
plus
think,
5 is saving my ass.
what was the lowest one that anyone got?
18.
Oh, you all passed then, which is boring. I mean, not boring. You still take damage.
So they just won't
8
take the doubled lightning damage, right?
Yeah, so that would be 8 points of lightning damage as these fish electrify the water all throughout the atrium. And then that takes us to Overboss.
How close is the Overlord to me?
The Overlord is not very close anymore because she went to the stairs and you're still by the entrance. So you are probably about 30 feet away.
Okay.
In difficult
that-
terrain.
Oh, it is difficult terrain. Yeah,
Oh, it is difficult terrain.
because you're wading through water.
It's not a problem.
And remember, you are grappled still by this
Oh,
fish
yeah.
bastard.
I don't remember being grappled. I remember you said I was grappled, but I don't remember opposing a grapple check. But I wasn't
Oh,
sure
because
if
they
you-
rolled a nat 20.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
All right. Doesn't really matter because I'm gonna Misty Step over to the Overlord.
Nice.
That's fine.
This fish bastard. The rest of you see this fish bastard look very confused as the paladin that they had been grabbing and getting ready to probably do something mean to just disappears.
And I call over my shoulder. I'm really sorry. I'll be right back. You're still within range of my abilities, just not some of the reactions I can take, but I've already used it anyway.
I'll catch up.
Okay. I can't do everything I wanted to do, but
Oh, and also you do get your 10 hit points from your muskox form.
yes.
Don't
Thanks
forget
for
that.
helping me. So I'm gonna heal my 10.
I'm just glad we get to see a level 20 capstone ability.
Okay, yeah, I'm tracking the rounds. This is 2 rounds into this now. All right, I'm going to make my 2 attacks on the Overlord. Actually, you know what? I'm not because no, I am.
Because I've decided to join you.
Well, I'm just trying to decide if I want to whack on the Overlord. Or if I
Join
just want to
me.
kind of take care of her for a little bit and then get back into helping my friends. But I think they can handle themselves for a little longer. So I'm gonna attack with a level 4 Divine Smite.
Cool. Well, you can save the spell slot until you hit, because if you miss, then you won't need to spend that spell slot.
Oh, I won't miss.
Probably not.
I mean, I don't know. I don't have an. It's just a long sword. So.
My AC's not great.
Okay, 26.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So, all right. So, 13 regular points of damage.
Okay.
Slashing damage.
Half to 6.
And then that's going to be 1d8 of my extra.
Oh, yeah. So Dagmar, what I'm going to say about your uncanny dodge is, I'm going to say that you need to declare your uncanny dodge before damage is rolled.
That is not how it is as written. You're meant to know. You're meant to be allowed to hear how much damage it is.
I'm going to rule it this way.
Okay.
It's more fun that way.
In that case, I will probably uncanny dodge this. Yeah.
Okay.
If it's
So
a level 4
my-
divine smite.
My improved divine smite, the 1d8 from that is a 2. I don't know if I need to roll this separately. I don't need to roll them separately, but I did. And then my 5d8 of divine smite is
Ooh,
19.
dropping a level 4 slot in there. Nice.
No, I didn't roll that great, but 19 more. That's
So,
one attack. And
what
then
was
I'm
that total?
So there was
gonna-
21 for the Divine Smite, so I half that to 10, and then it was 2 for the other, which gets half to 1.
can you have radiant damage?
Because she's uncanny dodging rather than raging. So she's raging and uncanny dodging. So
Right.
the slashing gets quartered, and the radiant gets halved.
I see. For my second longsword attack, that's 18 points of damage. And I'm just gonna burn another 4th level. So we'll just make that.
So that's going to be 68 radiant, right?
Because there's no reason to roll them separately. I didn't know if she was able to shrug some of that or not. So that's going to be 33.
Okay.
Nice. And have you done your slashing damage for your second attack as well?
No.
That was... You told me it was 18 damage.
That was 18 to hit. Sorry.
Oh, okay, yes. 18
Yeah.
did hit, yes.
Whoopsie. One sec. The damage on that is 12.
12.
So
So
12
six.
slashing. Yeah.
And then how
12
much was the
slashing,
radiant?
33 radiant.
Okay, so that's total 39. Okay, I'm
I
doing
say,
math.
You're fired! Hit her with my weapon.
Okay.
And
Nice. So
I'm
that's your
not in the
action
water now,
bonus.
right? Is that correct?
Pardon?
I'm not in the water now, right?
You are not. You are on the stairs, just above the waterline.
Cool. So that's all I can do. I'm good for now. I'm not going to move. I'm
Great.
happy. As long as I can stand with it, so my friends are getting the 30 foot, I'm going to do that.
I cannot do math. Sorry, I'm having a crisis about math.
How's
Carry
the
on.
Overlord looking?
Overlord's it's starting to fray. It's look better. Real
Okay.
pissed off.
So like
So
power
that's
word
it.
kill or disintegrate, one or the other. Just so I'm sure.
Banishment. I've got banishment smite too.
Oh, I like the spice at the table. So that's going to take us to the archer fish. There is one left, and it looks around and it sees its former prey over there assaulting its master. So it is going to kind of start lumbering through the water towards you, but not quite make it. And so it's going to kind of just dip its head into the water to get a mouthful, and it's going to shoot at you. That is going to be a... Oh, God damn it. Where's the attack bonus? That's going to be, I think, a 25 to hit.
Ooh, that hits.
So... I'll roll a strength save, please.
Okay.
That's going to be 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And yeah, give me a
I got an
save.
18 on that strength save.
You keep your feet, you don't get knocked prone. And this thing is lumbering towards you. Next up is going to be the lab assistant at the top of the balcony. Sees Overboss absolutely laying into the Overlord. And is going to lean over and say, Master! And is going to cast its highest level spell, which is a Mass Cure Wounds.
No!
I'm gonna
that's
finger
gonna
of
be-
death that thing so bad.
3d8 hit points healed to you. Rolled really well as well. It's going to be 18 hit points healed to the Overlord. Oh, wait, no, plus the spellcasting modifier. It's going to be 21 hit points healed to the Overlord.
Okay.
And to the remaining cyborg.
Okay.
Am I too far away to get any of those hit points back?
Oh, where are you?
I haven't
no.
moved, so I don't know how
You're in the
far.
melee.
Yeah.
Mass Cure Wounds. What is the radius on that?
30 feet.
31st radius sphere. Yeah, you can fit in that. Yeah. So you get 21.
Awesome.
And as its bonus action, the spectral fishnet is going to take another swing at Nocturne. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, this lab assistant is absolutely pathetic with this fishing net.
Fire.
That's last time it got like a natural 3. This time it got a natural 2. So Another swing and a miss. Not Tom is safe. So, not Tom, that is your turn. And Travolt, you're on deck.
Excellent.
Okay. I am going to cast. Is there anybody within 5 feet of the Overlord?
Overboss is.
Okay, cool. That doesn't matter. I'm gonna cast Moonbeam on the Overlord, but I have stealth spells, so any of my pals who are in the Moonbeam don't. It doesn't matter. I'm also casting it at 5th level. Make a Constitution saving throw, Dagmar.
Oh god.
Gladly.
This beam of light.
That is a 15 plus 7, 22? 20, 23? 22.
Okay.
22.
So that'll still be half damage, though.
Yes.
Yep. And that's 5d10.
I love a good moonbeam.
Yeah, that's a Lavinia favorite. And a Boomslang favorite, I guess.
35.
That's how we killed Trevor last time. Sorry. What was that, Tom?
17.
Not Tom.
17 damage.
Half.
Is that after being halved or before being halved?
That's after being halved.
Okay.
It was 35
Cool.
total.
And it's radiant, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. So that's your action. Have you got a bonus or some movement?
Yeah. Bonus action. I'm gonna cast Healing Word on myself.
That would be 2 leveled spells in a
4.
turn. Which
But Healing Word
you can
is
do. It's a bonus action, yes, but you can do an action cantrip and a bonus action leveled spell, or an action leveled spell and a bonus action cantrip.
Right. Okay, then I'm just gonna sit.
Are you going to actually sit?
No.
Just in the
Okay.
Just
Cool.
have a bit of a sit down.
Travolt,
Can I take a legendary action?
Damn it.
you can.
I am going to attack Overboss, who is in front of me. I'm gonna make that a reckless attack. I'm gonna roll my dice off the table again.
Oh, has everyone been rolling their attacks against the Overlord with advantage?
No, because
Because you've been going reckless most turns.
I've been timing it so I go reckless, and then the next after all of they have gone. So then I get to the start of my turn.
Okay.
I haven't missed though, so
No, my AC's not that good. That is going to be a 22.
Defender. My AC is 22.
Yes, so then that does hit.
So it does hit.
And it was reckless, so I get sneak attack. Oh, that's a lot of high rolls.
Oh dear.
12. 31 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
God.
Wait, let me just check.
I rolled max damage on 3 of those dice.
It's cool. It's cool. I'm still here. I'm just checking to see.
It's taking me back to my days of playing a barbarian rogue.
If I have any fun things to see. I don't think so. I don't think I can.
Barbarians are gross.
They're beautiful, and I love
I don't
them.
think I can do anything with.
Okay, so that's 31 points of piercing damage.
31 points. Gotcha.
Yep. Oh, sorry, no, 33 because of the rage damage. I keep forgetting about that.
Let me just.
Okay, so that's
triple check.
your first attack.
There's.
Do I get 2 attacks on my legendary actions?
Oh, sorry, that's a legendary, not your turn.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
So
I thought I only got 1. Although I do attack twice for every attack action, but I've just been attacking.
No, this is one attack.
Yes, that's what
So
Also, have you been using sneak attack on your turn as well, or just on these legendaries?
just on the legendary.
Cool.
I've only been using it once for everyone
Once
every
per
round.
round.
Yeah.
Cool.
okay.
Don't worry, I'm used to playing both a rogue and a barbarian. I know how this works.
So the Overlord sword pierces Overboss in the chest, and you see her hand just falls to her side and she drops down to one knee and then down, but then she gathers something inside of her.
Oh my god!
Her eyes just, you can see like her muskox furs around her shoulder just kind of flutter with some sort of divine natural energy, and she gets back up again.
You hear the deep rumbling of distant bovine ancestors permeating the chamber as you stand back up to your feet.
My
And
sisters!
square off against the Overlord once more.
Very annoying. Okay, now it's Travolta's turn.
I need a ruling. If a spell says choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range, does that mean I have to see it?
It doesn't say that you can see.
Excellent.
I
reach out.
What spell are we talking?
Dispel magic.
Mm-hmm.
I reach out, summoning the powers of Pythagorgon, and feel the weave of a pair of spider-climbing slippers and unraveling them, dropping him 60 feet into the water below. Because spider climb is a second level spell, and dispel magic is third.
What is the range on dispel magic? Just to check.
120 feet.
Okay, that's fine. Yep.
Yeah, and especially you being familiar with those slippers, you saw them put them on. Yeah, with the power that Pythagorgon has to make, unmake, and shape reality, you hear a
As an invisible gnome falls from the ceiling.
yeah.
Water, I believe, is incompressible. Therefore,
Yeah, so we are going to deal with that fall at the start of Zayla's next turn.
cool.
And we will have consequences for that. So that's your action.
Mm-hmm. As a bonus action, God, I could do a couple things here. Do I want to? Fuck. I will send Keon to go and sting the archer fish bastard.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Roll the attack.
That is what I call my fish.
He needs to do that. Jesus. That'll be +4 for that, so that'll be a 23 to hit.
Oh, absolutely hit.
And needs a DC 11 con save.
Ooh. So its con save bonus is very high, but not high enough for a roll like that. So that's actually going to fail.
What did it roll? Did
it rolled a
fail
natural
by
2,
5? Did it fail
and it
by
has
5 or more?
It's Constitution bonus. No, it gets a 7.
Damn it! Oh,
But it did fail.
Well, it's still poisoned for an hour.
Cool.
And it takes 5 points of damage.
And
Because if
unlike
it failed by 5 or more, it would have fallen unconscious for an hour.
Wow. Pseudo dragons are incredible.
Oh, they're nasty.
Unlike what everyone always asks me, archerfish don't spit venom, they're just spitting the water that's in their mouth. All fish have water in their mouth. Constantly. Like, I don't know why everyone's always so surprised by that. We have air in our mouth constantly, because that's what we're breathing.
Someone has got to splice an archerfish and spitting cobra.
What do you think I've been trying to do?
Yeah, one of these tanks has a spitting cobra in it.
But just in the water, just like.
Okay, so I'm going to put that as poisoned. I mean, poisoned is a horrible condition. Disadvantage on pretty much everything. Okay, any movement you want to do?
I'm afraid to, because then Cosmo will either catch up or get an opportunity attack on me. Nope, I got to stay here with Not Tom. No, wait, Not Tom left. Fuck.
Not
It's just
something that
me.
Oh, no, not Tom's still there. I think Overboss left.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna sit. I'm gonna just stand here and tank against Cosmo.
I think you and
Two
Nothing
back-to-back
should both sit down.
spellcasters.
Oh, perfect. They're in such a beautiful cluster for some kind of spell to hit them.
Okay, Cosimo.
You're probably not gonna let me do it because I should have done it at the time, but like I would have used a reaction to cast Featherfall on Zella. But it's a bit too late.
Well,
now.
we haven't resolved
there.
we haven't resolved the fall yet, so I will allow it.
you have to see the person for Featherfall.
Oh, I do think you have to be able to see your target.
Yeah, they're still invisible. So let's see, what does it say?
I don't know.
Nah, it doesn't say, but like I think that would be kind of too far.
I mean, fairly, I didn't have to see the slippers. So if it's something like you just pick something, then that's different.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't say creature that you can see.
Yeah, well,
Although
with dispel magic, I'd allow Featherfall.
Yeah. I mean, technically, Zayla is more than 60 feet away from you, but they are going to fall to within 60 feet of you, so you can just cast it when they're halfway down.
Yeah.
Cool, I'll hold that for now.
Cool.
Can I,
Nope.
have I gone since I did my last reaction? Can I use a reaction to counterspell that?
Ooh. You absolutely can. Okay, I love it. 2 reaction spells on the same thing. Great.
Because I was going to counterspell it if you weren't.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Could have told.
Nah, that's great. Okay, so you reach out to slow the fall of your co-conspirator, and not how do you snatch the magic out of the air? Just a little click and a pose. So, Cosimo, you've still got your action and your bonus.
So, having seen what I tried to help this invisible falling gnome and then watched as that all failed, I'm going to turn and look at the Overlord and say, there comes a time, Overlord, where history is forged like melted cheese. It sticks together as one, but it's still soft and squishy in the middle, which is definitely not a line from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But then I will need anyone who is close by to me to make a Constitution saving throw as I cast Shatter at 8th level.
So wait, let's clarify this. Where are you casting Shatter?
So I am casting it with a 10-foot radius of where I am right now.
You're casting it on basically the space where you are, and then the 10-foot radius around that. So that is going to be Cosimo, Travolt, not Tom. I think that's it. Oh, and the fish bastard will be a little bit further away.
Is the pseudo dragon?
Oh
No,
yeah,
it's on the fish bastard.
Oh, it's on the fish bastard. Yes. Okay, so that'll be not Tom, Travolt, and Cosimo. All make con saves, please.
Oh God.
Got a 14.
What did you say, Tom? Did you say 20?
14.
Oh.
14.
We're not within range for the bonus of Overboss, are we?
No, you are. He said 30 feet, and you're within 30 feet.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
So,
she's at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, so not time you get plus 5.
19.
27.
Okay, I got 19 as well, so I'm fine.
So what's your DC?
17.
Okay, so you're all taking half damage.
Thank fuck.
Still going to sting. At 8th level,
Yeah.
So that was 51.
so reduced to 25.
25.
Nice.
I don't know if you can hear it. Like that was it in the background there. All those fireworks.
Cosimo pulls a firework out of his pocket and shoots it directly at the ground.
The Overlord's just like, what? Melted cheese? What?
Hey, look, I love pepperoni pizza. It's like round my neck. Like you've seen this, like
You're
medallion
so
neck.
odd sometimes, Cosimo.
Cool, so that's your action. You got a bonus?
No, because it'd be another spell. I think mainly. No, I just want to. I am gonna move at this point.
Mhm.
Oh no, wait! I am gonna use my bardic inspiration actually, and cast this on the Overlord and give an additional D10 at this point.
D10, okay. I'll use that.
You're a fucking bard.
Interesting point of order here. Just to throw it out there, that your reaction resets on your turn.
The reaction resets on your turn, and Cosimo's reaction is to cast Featherfall on Xella. So does Cosimo have his reaction for the next round?
No, because we said that we were transposing that to when you had fallen within 60 feet, because you purposefully went more than 60 feet away.
Yes,
So Cosimo can only featherfall you once you've fallen a few feet to within range, which is when not Tom will counterspell it. So we did all the mechanics earlier, but it's happening. It's going to happen on your turn, which is next.
Okay.
So, but Cosimo, you said you wanted to move a bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up to where, as close as I can to where Overboss is at this point.
Yeah, so you're going to take attacks of opportunity from Travolt and Notum if they... Oh, not Notum, because you're using your reaction, but Travolt?
Nope, I'm saving my reaction.
Cool. So, you can get... do you have a swim speed?
One extra foot. So I'll move 15 feet rather than 30.
Okay. Yeah, so you'll go half speed through the wading through the water. So you'll get halfway to the bottom of the stairs.
Bob.
All right, Zayla. You are no longer invisible.
Nope.
Because it comes back to your turn. So everyone, you just see this kind of figure appear, already falling. Roll a dex save.
19.
Cool, so you're going to take half damage from this. Oh, and I rolled like absolute ass. 4 1s.
Oh, come on.
20s when it's against us.
4 1s, a 3, and a 5. So that's 12, half to 6.
I feel like most of the damage that Xella's taken has been just from falling off.
Basically.
I think the Overlord, if the Overlord survives this, she's going to replace those birds with different birds. Don't suggest that Xella climbs onto things.
So you fall. You feel that the legs on the spider legs on your little slippers suddenly go limp, and you fall and you smash into the water. But because you're a nimble ranger, you manage to kind of pencil or do a nice little swan dive or something. As you break the surface of the water, as you break the surface of the water, you go below the surface of the water for a little bit, and before you surface, and you see that this pond is actually just a kind of an opening to a vast underground, underfloor water kind of tank. You can't see the bottom or the sides. So beneath this atrium is an unknowable quantity of water, and then you break the surface again, and you are in the pond.
Okay. How far am I away from Travolt and Notom?
You are about 15, 20 feet.
Okay. So I will move further away from them, but presumably it's difficult terrain, so I only get to 30 foot away from them.
Yeah, where are you going? So you're in the. Han, if we could bring up the map of the arena again, just to get a little refresher.
Yeah, I've lost entire track of where we are.
So
Not
you have fallen into that top right blue quarter circle, which is the
Okay.
pond that's just to the right of the entrance.
Yeah.
Travolt and Noctom are the middle of the right-hand side, near the entrance. The Overlord and Oviboss are at the foot of the stairs, at the bottom set of stairs here on this image, and Cosimo is on his way there, as is one of the fish bastards.
Okay, I'm going to take a slightly different approach then. So I am going to. I'm just going to shoot Overboss twice.
So are you shooting whilst treading water, or?
Oh right. So yeah. Is there anything like I can sit on or stand on nearby?
Yeah, I mean you can go to the edge of the the thing.
Yeah, I'll go to the edge. And I'll
Okay.
stand on that.
That does take you a little bit closer to Travolt and Noctom.
That's fine.
Okay.
So be it. I believe a 19 misses.
Yeah.
A nat 20, however, doesn't.
Yes.
Right, let's get up my sheet that explains all the bullshit that I do when I crit. Okay, so you are now my favourite enemy. So that is that. I get an additional on crits. But I will roll that separately because I don't double that, we decided. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that last one I'm going to re-roll using Piercer. Better. 20. 30 points of damage.
Okay. So I go down.
Right. And there's no other people within 5 foot of you
There's the Overlord.
that I'm going to shoot. Okay, and then I'm going to bonus action invisible thingy, and I'm going to duck under the water.
Okay, you go. "Ah!"
incredible.
Great. Okay, so that takes us to Overboss. At the start of your turn, you regain 10 hit
It's
points.
me after the Afterxella.
Oh yes, sorry, I was looking at the wrong initiative order. Yes,
So
it's
confused
Zela,
because-
Overlord, Overboss.
Did I miss a turn after the Overlord's last turn? Or
I think that
No,
was a
because you came
I think
and
that was a
followed
legendary
me.
action.
It was a
Oh.
legendary action, yeah. I
Got
hit
it.
you with the legendary.
Okay.
Yeah. So last turn, I teleported, and then you followed me and did
Yeah.
a bunch of damage.
and
I
then-
think Tom's muted, but yet, Dagmar, you have to make a con saving throw, apparently?
Why?
What's this for?
You're still in
I don't know.
Moonbeam. If you start your turn in Moonbeam, you have to make a con saving throw.
Ooh.
Yes, I am still in the moonbeam. That is correct. That is going to be a 19.
Damn. Okay, half damage.
Yep.
Which is 5d10 still.
Yeah. So
33 halved.
33 half?
16.
16? Yeah. Okay.
So so you're standing there, Overlord, at the
Mhm.
bottom of the stairs, facing off against Overboss, and then she sinks to the ground with 2 arrows, or with 1 arrow sticking out of her back.
Yep.
You can
Okay.
feel yourself burning in this glaring light.
I'm gonna step out of the moonbeam. I'm going to raise my rapier, and I'm going to make 2 attacks against Overboss. Which...
Going for the kill.
I believe are at advantage, because...
They
Overboss
are
is
at
prone.
advantage.
Yep.
They hit their auto crits.
That is going to be a 23.
That's a hit.
Avoiding a nat 1 with that. So that's 2 failed death saves.
Uh-huh.
And then... at 28.
Okay. So...
I stab once and see Overboss is still breathing, so I change my grip and just ram the rapier down into the paladin, which has caused me so much grief. Which is not why I brought you here, but we'll get to that maybe. Maybe, if I win. Yeah, sorry. The Overlord is a heartless
I would
monster.
do the same. I will do the same if given the chance. So.
Well, actually, I could have just done a single attack because you could have taken the lightning damage instead.
What do you mean?
I mean, because of my aura, one creature of my choice inside the aura takes lightning damage at the start of the turn. But...
So you end the life of this prostrate paladin muskox.
I just hate tenured professors.
Wow.
Wait, that's it?
So Overboss is dead. Dead. So unless anyone brought any resurrection magic.
Wait, do I not get my +10 on my
If she had not killed you, if you had just been unconscious, then on your turn you would have got back up with 10 hit points.
Yeah.
But because she murdered the fuck out of you, are
The problem
dead.
is the Overlord was watching everything last time because she's got a 31 passive perception, and I assume cameras everywhere. So she knows what you're capable of, and she does not want you getting back up.
Okay, so that's the Overlord's action.
Yes.
Does she have a bonus or movement to do?
I'm just having a look at my bonus actions because I'm raging, so they are slightly limited. Actually, what I can do is I'm going to summon a spirit totem, which is not a spell, so I can do this. And next to the Overlord, suddenly, let me see which one it's going to be. The aura in the shape of a grizzly bear suddenly appears behind the Overlord, and this light washes out in a 30-foot radius. So any of my allies who appear inside of this gain 12 temporary hit points and advantage on strength saving throws and strength checks while you're in the aura.
So that will be Cosimo, not Zela.
No, and the fish gets it as well if they're within 30
and
feet of me.
the lab assistant and the asshole will also get that. Okay. Yes. Plus 12, did you say?
12 temporary hit points, yes.
Great.
But they only have it while they're in the aura. If they leave the aura, the hit points go.
Okay, thanks. Mm-hmm. Any movement?
I'm just gonna, I'm gonna take my full 40 feet and just go back up the stairs.
Okay. So next up is the Lair. Which of not Tom or Travolt would be closer to the... Okay. I'm gonna roll. Okay. Not Tom, could you make a dexterity saving throw, please? Zayla, you feel something move in the water below you, and you know that this is a lot of space, and something unknowable moves beneath you, and then it becomes knowable because it bursts out of the other pond on the opposite side near Notom, and you see a giant lamprey, a jawless eel with a circular ring of muscle covered in teeth for a mouth, but the size of like the size of like a kind of well, it's a weird shape to describe something the size of. It's probably about 6 feet across, and you don't know how long, but dozens of feet long probably, as it tries to grab you. What did you get?
17.
Okay, you dodge to the side as this like ringed, jawless, gross mouth with layers of teeth going all the way back slams into the water next to you, and it kind of retracts back in to the pond. That is taking us to, well, it would have been Overboss, but you did. So Fish Bastard. Fish Bastard.
This close
Now-
to laying hands on myself and getting all my hit points back, but no.
Don't
Yeah, that
worry.
was-
We can't let that happen. You already
was-
got a long rest you weren't meant to have.
Don't worry. I can do this.
So this, the cyborg archerfish. So who is? So it's not Tom and Travolt, really. The Fish Bastard is gonna turn and look at Travolt.
You hit me, I'm going to hit you with blight. Come on.
It is going to. I think what it's going to do is it's going to move to the bottom of the stairs to block one of the staircases, and it's going to again scoop up some water in its mouth and try and pop a shot off.
Blight's coming. I mean, come on, man.
Do you have a
that's gonna
reaction cast blight?
No, but my turn's up. So it's like, come on.
I think we should make a reaction blight for
Yeah,
something
it's like-
because that sounds fun.
Blight
that's gonna be a
at fifth
22
level.
to
Come
hit.
on. That hits. All right.
That's going to be 7 points of bludgeoning
All right, now I'm mad.
and a strength check, strength save, please.
17.
Yep, you keep your feet.
Oh, now I'm very mad. Okay. Oh, even though I saved, I'm very mad.
And that takes us to the lab assistant. The lab assistant is going to.
Blight or fireball? One or the other.
The
But they're both going to
lab assistant is going to drop. Is going to drop the blessing on the Overlord, and it's going to say, "Stay safe, Master." And it's going to cast Sanctuary on the Overlord.
What does that do?
If anyone wants to directly target you with something, they have to pass a Wisdom save.
Oh, I love this. Perfect.
Oh, fireball's an area of effect. Bummer.
I'm not close to the fish bastard. I'm 40 feet away from him.
Yeah, fireball fills a 40-foot 40-foot diameter circle.
Yeah, the Sanctuary only affect directly targeting
That's fair,
single
that's
target
fair.
attacks.
That's fair.
So,
Fireball's
and then
safe. I'll be fine.
and then as the bonus action, that fishnet is going to take another swing at you, not Tom. 18 to hit. Oh, that's quite a hefty roll. That's going to be 12 points of force damage.
If you get scooped up.
I'm down.
Oh no!
Ooh, okay. Not Tom
Taken
goes
out by
down.
a fish net.
Yeah, you get like the net kind of comes down over you, and you are kind of driven to your kind of knees in the water. So your head is above the water, but you are trapped under this net, and you are effectively unconscious. Ooh, it's not looking great for the heroes. Not Tom. Let's have a death saving throw, please.
Nat 20, come on.
Where the? Okay, it's a 12. Dagmar, why? are
Okay,
you
that's a
waiting for
pass.
me?
That's one pass.
I don't trust this.
No, I feel bad killing our guests. The Overlord is a bitch, but I'm not. Also, I have to deal with you at work. You know where I live.
I'm going to make this your problem.
Fully expecting that.
Petty is the best flavor. Travolta, what are you gonna do?
Not Tom is unconscious, therefore not willing, because consent is important. Which sucks.
Hashtag Psycom.
However,
Trevor, don't say those words in that that order.
No. Would an unconscious person count as an object?
What are you trying to do?
Thunderstep.
I will say that you can take Not Tom with you if you thunderstep somewhere.
Because the lamprey and Zayla are within 10 feet.
I thought the lamprey was in the other direction.
Well, so the lamprey came out of a different pond to the one Zilla is hiding in.
But are they within 10 feet of me? Period.
What you one can
10-foot radius.
10-foot radius. That's so you'll be able to catch one or the other.
Okay. Well, it's going to be Zayla. So I reach down, pry this grotesque net off, and just touch Not Tom. And Zayla, I'm going to need a Constitution saving throws. I cast Thunderstep at 5th level.
Ouch.
Constitution, you said.
Constitution.
The water in all throughout the bottom level of the atrium
9.
dances and ripples like an angry male crocodile is being territorial somewhere nearby.
Oh, and he's underwater, and we know how water, how sound travels underwater. That would be the same as double damage from lightning?
Yes, I would say because the shockwave is going through a non-compressible liquid medium rather than air.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, sure. I'll give that vulnerability. What was the save, Zilla?
Fail 9.
Oh yeah, DC was 19.
Yeah.
So that'll be 10d10 because it's doubled.
I mean,
And let's see. So
I did recently have some drilling next to my lab, and my fish have been upset for like nearly 3 weeks at this point because it was so loud for them.
In fact, what I will do is, because of the insight from the Overlord, I'm going to increase the radius on that thunderstep as well, because sound travels much further
underwater.
in
true.
water. That's, whales can talk across entire oceans.
Not how that works, but okay.
Well, yeah, they hit a sweet spot
If they're at
in
the boundary between oceans, yes, but they can't hear the Pacific whales if they're in the Atlantic with the continent between.
I said
Just
across
land
oceans,
away.
not. I said across oceans, not between oceans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And and in this shallow water, actually, you're getting the similar effect as you do get in whale communication. They'll find a sweet spot in the water column where there's like a disc of a certain density and temperature of water, and so the sound goes out in 2 dimensions rather than 3, which is how they can call long distance.
Yep.
So I will say that this also affects Fish Bastard.
And Creepy Lamprey?
And Creepy Lamprey. Creepy Lamprey was more of an effect than a creature, so I will say that Creepy Lamprey won't come back next turn because it has been shocked away.
Is Cosmo in the water as well, or is he on the stairs?
Ooh, Cosmo, yeah. You were halfway there, weren't you?
Fish Bastard was at the bottom of the stairs, though.
Yeah, Fish Bastard is blocking the stairs now. That's right.
So Fish Bastard is out of the water.
Yeah, but Cosmo,
Yeah.
con save, please.
Con save DC is 19.
That's a pass.
Okay, so that's
half damage.
I mean,
That's
it's still
half
10d10, right?
So do you want me to roll 10d10 or do you want me to double the damage?
I mean, 10d10's more fun.
Okay, that'll be 58 points of damage.
Halved to 29.
Yeah, so 58
Yes.
to Zayla, 29 to Cosimo.
58 to me. Okay.
Is that still
And-
up?
Nice.
So is that with the doubling though?
58 is the
So
double.
so
58 is
because
the doubled.
he rolled 10d10 because it was
Instead
double.
of 5d10,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Because if I'm doubling it, if I double the first 5d10 roll, then it'll be 64. So do you want 58 or 64?
I'm always more in favor of rolling twice the number of dice. Partly because it's more fun,
Same.
and partly
Same.
because it really sucks to. Oh, I'm going to double this and roll a 1.
Yeah. And the range is within 90 feet, so
Where you going?
Not
You can
Tom
go
and
anywhere
I-
in the room.
yeah, not Tom and I bamf to right next to Overboss's body.
Oh,
Great.
interesting.
So you are at the bottom of one of the staircases.
Mhm.
You are behind Fish Bastard.
Yes. Hi, sucker. What am I going to do? Am I going to quicken spell Eldritch Blast? Or am I going to quicken spell Spare the Dying? How close is the fish bastard?
Close. Is like 10 feet away.
Okay, cool. So I won't be at disadvantage for a ranged spell attack as I quicken spell Eldritch Blast.
Quick and blast
Let's see.
away.
The first one is a 22.
That'll hit.
Okay, then that is a total of 8 points of damage. Yeah, that okay. First one is 8 points. Second one to hit is a 21.
That'll hit.
So that'll be 14 points of damage. Is it down yet? Because I will keep blasting as long as it's standing.
So you have blasted through the temporary hit points it got from the bear totem, and it's still up, but it's not looking great.
Okay. Then, oh, shit. Okay. That is a 22 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be another 8 points of damage.
Oh, it's so close.
Oh, that's going to be overkill.
It is absolutely wavering. It is kind of rocking and swaying. And
Okay, because that will be 12 points of damage.
it had 12 points of
Yes!
12 hit points left. How do you blast this monstrosity in the back and end its existence?
As we just appear in this kind of like thunderous smoke, and the thunder can be heard for 300 feet. It's reverberating throughout the cavern. We appear, not Tom is on the ground next to Overboss and this fish bastard, and I just raise my hand and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and these 4 disgusting kind of like light blue but seeping bolts wheeze out and then just grip it by the neck and twist.
The fish head with a wet crunch comes off, and as its lifeless form collapses into the shallow water, you see in the distance by the entrance, the spray from the thunderstep explosion starts kind of raining back down into the water, and it's all very slow-mo and cinematic.
And
Nice.
then small tendrils of reddish black necrotic energy fuse into me because of the Dark One's blessing, and I gain 18 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Come and
The
get me,
hit
assholes.
points taste weird.
Oh yeah, they're like metallic,
Yep.
Metallic
fishy.
and fishy.
Yeah.
But a hit point's a hit point.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. That is Cosimo.
Can I point of action on the legendary action?
Oh, damn.
Yes, you can.
Can unconscious people make charisma saving throws?
Yes.
Okay. I would still like to make. Actually, can dead people be banished? I think that's what I should have asked.
You can banish an object, I believe.
You can banish
Okay.
magic.
In that case, I'd like to look at Overboss's dead body and just go, well, now you're definitely fired. As Overboss's body vanishes for the next minutes.
Are you
as I
casting
banish
banishment?
them.
Because
It is
darn,
not. I'm not casting the spell. It is.
Yeah.
It is the effect of the spell.
So I would
Khalil did
totally
clarify
fucking
this to me
counterspell that.
earlier. I know you would have. So Overboss's body.
This is
disappears.
technically not a spell.
No.
Okay.
So the last thing we need is an animated deaded paladin.
Oh no,
So
it wasn't going to
Overboss's
be
body
animated.
is just chilling in the plane the plane of water for now. I think
Damn.
where the Overlord has a second home.
And since it's a
Okay.
magical effect, not the spell, you don't have to concentrate on it.
I
right?
don't have to concentrate on it. No,
Okay.
it's
I
just...
I will say that we are going to have concentration on this.
Okay, that's fine.
because it's more fun.
Okay,
Even
That's
though you are
fine.
raging,
I have a
Like,
+7 com. I have a +7 com because I'm a barbarian. It's fine.
Yeah, but if I do a whole lot of damage,
Yeah. Well,
because I need
Jax, I
Overboss
think
to
you're
come back
muted.
within a minute because I was 100%. I'm gonna just shove a diamond in her chest and revivify. That was my
So-
next roll.
So if she loses concentration within the next 10 rounds, I could come back.
Yes.
yes.
All right, I'll be paying attention. I'm gonna count every round. Thanks for trying, Trevor.
Darn it.
okay, Cosimo.
So can I
Zayla, get ready.
see Travolta at this point? I can see them like.
Yep. So
Yeah, up
the
on the
fish
stairs.
bastard has just kind of collapsed with smoking holes, coming up its back, and you see Travolt absorbing some of its energy and kind of it runs in channels along his tattoos.
I'm going to cast Branding Smite on a hand axe and then throw it at Travolt.
Ow.
And I'm casting that at 5th level. And that's
Okay.
29
I will-
to hit.
Counterspell that at 5th level.
Okay, your axe gets really hot and then just kind of fizzles out, but you still throw it.
Okay, still hits. But then I'll add some Divine Smites onto that as well.
Can you divine
Uh,
smite a ranged attack, or is it melee only?
Ooh. Let's check. Divine
Classically melee only.
Is it only?
I think it's
Well,
melee
a
only.
thrown melee
Yeah.
weapon. is
Well,
one
it
melee attack.
says whenever you successfully hit with a melee weapon, not necessarily a melee attack.
Yeah.
It doesn't become a ranged weapon at that point.
I checked that because I was worried about it as well. It's still just a melee weapon. Are you okay?
All
Are
of
you
the
okay
rules
with that?
lawyering happens.
So, like, if I throw a
I've-
longsword, would that still
It's
be a
still
melee
a
weapon?
melee weapon.
Okay, good to know.
Okay.
It's just not a melee attack.
I'm absolutely here for this. I'm just checking something very briefly. If the weapon has the thrown property, you can throw the weapon to make a ranged attack. If the
Haha.
weapon is a melee weapon, you use the same ability modifier for that attack roll and damage roll that you use for a melee attack with the weapon. For example, if you throw a hand axe, you use your strength. If you throw a dagger, you can use either your strength or dexterity.
Mhm.
So I think Sam's got it. I think you're going to be able to crit. I'm going to be able to smite.
Well, it's 33 points of damage for that attack.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take another attack and do the same thing again with the other axe because I've got 2.
Okay.
As we see in your beautifully drawn character art.
And that's 24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Is that piercing damage by any chance?
Slashing. And I'm going to use my other slot there to do another 5d8 into that as well. Oh, no, 6. I don't want that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's 39 points of damage.
God damn. Okay, so first it was 33.
Are you still up?
How many hit points does this warlock
Barely.
have, man?
The warlock took the tough feat
Oh, that's sensible.
Yeah.
I love that feat. My two favorite feats have come up: sensible and tough.
I'm still standing, but holy fuck, does it look bad?
Okay. That's good to know because up next,
Yeah, it looks
That's
really
it for my
bad.
turn.
yeah. Whew.
So, that then takes us to the top of initiative again.
Okay. Let's take it old school, and I'm just going to throw a hunter's mark on Travolt.
The hissing Goliath is, I think, my favorite thing.
Okay,
I know I should have
so,
cast mirror image way earlier.
Yes.
So that's an extra D6. Okay, so let's just shoot my 2 arrows at him.
Crit?
Okay.
How many
this is-
crits?
All of them.
So a 20 and a 1.
Fair.
So 2 crits.
So just. Also, I'm assuming the 1 misses. But nat
Depends
20,
on what your bonus is. I am a caster.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say a nat 1 is a nat 1.
Yeah.
No.
I think you've got a higher AC than the Overlord does.
Yeah, I do, probably.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a 35 to hit.
Yeah.
So let's see, and a D6. So 5. Ooh, that was a good roll. So 5, 6, and 4. That's 15. So that's double to 30. The bonus dice was only a 2. I'm going to use my piercer to re-roll that.
Oh,
So an
God.
8, 38. Add to 7 to take it to 45. So that's halved down to 22, I guess.
Yeah. I'm still standing.
Yes!
Oh, fuck.
Just bleeding.
Use my Horde Slayer to shoot at Notom's unconscious body, which I believe is at disadvantage.
Because
Mhm.
it's
But
prone.
Because yeah, he's prone.
But
Does being unconscious cancel out being prone? For attack roll?
Oh, because they're not moving.
Yeah, they're not moving.
Incapacitated. Yeah, so it'll be a straight attack. Yeah. Because they're not
Favorite-
moving, but they are flat on the ground.
my
34.
favorite part of part 1 was where Alex tried to horde break 2 Velocilobsters. Just the audacity.
What did you get?
Don't ask, don't get.
24.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
no.
So that's going to
Uh,
hit. So that's 1 failed death save.
2.
No, it's 1. Nope,
Is it?
only melee attacks are auto crit.
Oh, only melee attacks. You're
Yep,
right. You're
yep.
right. You're right.
So that's 1 pass and 1 fail for Noctom so
Yeah,
far, right?
and then I guess bonus action, invisible, and scuttle away a bit.
Bullshit.
It's such a good little power. Like, if I'd known they had it, I would have played a ranger sooner.
I cannot believe that Travolt is still standing. I'm very
Me
impressed.
neither.
Started with 203 hit points.
Jesus.
And I've been getting temporary hit points by killing things.
Yep.
And I should just point out that Constitution was my dump stat, so which is great.
Not mine.
I did think you had an oddly low number of hit points when you sent over your stat.
That's why.
Okay.
That takes us to the Overlord's turn.
Fuck.
The Overlord is gonna look over at Travolt and just stroll over with her 40 feet of movement to come up into melee range. And I would like to start by having you make a dex save, please. As the lightning lashes out at you from the cloud, the storm cloud that surrounds. Oof!
That'll be a natural 20 for a 23.
Okay, you will make the save. But I did roll 2 6s, a 5, and a 4, so that's going to be 19 points of lightning damage.
Yeah.
Half
left.
to 9.
To
I only
9.
had 4 hit points left.
You only had what?
4 hit points left.
In that.
Ooh. So how does Travolt go down? How
Yeah.
Overlord? How I want both of you to narrate each side of this.
The Overlord strolls up, and the cloud sort of rolls out in front. You know how a storm front rolls onto land when it comes in from sea? It sort of rolls out like that from her down the steps, lightning crackling first at Travolt's feet, and then the cloud just sort of consumes him and just crackles all around him. And Trevor?
Seeing that coming, knowing his fate is in his hands, he very lightly takes the Professor Orb that's orbiting him, pivots it to the one. I failed you, Master, but I will return. And just pushes the Professor Orb at the Overlord as he just expires, and then Keon just woofs into just a small puff of sickly blue smoke. And there's just this one diamond clutched in his hand that was waiting to shove it into the chest of the paladin that was kind of his friend.
And I catch
the orb as it shoved at me.
As the vitality leaves Travolt's body, your hand slowly opens, and the diamond, ting, 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 bounces down the stairs and into the shallow water. Whew, so the adventurers have all been overpowered, but by some treachery on behalf of Zayla and Cosimo.
They will be rewarded.
Is there anything that Zayla and Cosimo and the Overlord would like to do or say at this point?
I think the Overlord would turn to Cosimo and wherever she assumes the invisible Zella is. But I still have a 31 passive perception, so I probably know.
I'm going to find out. I'm going to roll stealth.
Roll some stealth for me.
No, I don't think I would do that.
Okay. I can see the bubbles in the water.
22,
32, fuck off.
Most...
I'll turn to them and go, very well done. You will be greatly rewarded for this. But for now, take care of these two as I wait for the professor to return. You know where to take them. And I'll go and I'll pick up the diamond and just wait for Overboss to return. So I kind of need all of them to be alive for the next bit, don't I?
Is there anything that Cosmo and Zayla would like to say?
Cosmo's just going to look around at the fallen bodies and be like, look, I never said that I was on our side. You just decided to attack first and ask questions later. And like, there's going to be no holding back after that point.
I mean, sorry, there's nothing personal there at all. It was just, I mean, the birds said it and I had to do it then, because do what they say.
So, not Tom, Travolt, Obibos. The last thing that... This story began with a kind of disjointed experience between your last memory and waking up in those cells. And you kind of get a repeat of that, because your last memories are, each of them different between the three of you, but they are all of violence being done to you. And you dishing out a huge amount, but your last moments that you remember are, you know, with Overboss, it was a sharp pain between your shoulder blades and a grin on the Overlord's face. Or with, not Tom, what was it that brought you down?
I hit the wrong button. A net?
Ah, yes. With you, it's so. With you, your last memory is a feeling of incredible, like, pressure, but not just kind of to your body, but to your soul. And Travolt, you were brought down by these rolling waves of energy and intent from the Overlord. And then Again, you are in the dark. But it feels slightly different from when you woke up in those cells. First of all, you are floating. You're not standing. You are immersed in something. And you can feel there's something on your face. There are tubes sticking out of your nose and mouth and other places. We'll keep it PG.
Belly button.
Oh, that's the worst one.
Overlord's not that creepy.
Yes, you are. I know for a fact you are.
You feel the occasional string of bubbles bubble past you and tickle maybe past your leg and up your shoulder and then off. And then you reach out slightly and you can feel that you can't really reach past a few inches away from your body. You're in some kind of tank. And then a face looms out of the gloom and is distorted as it looks up to this curved glass in at you. And it delivers a message. Wait.
Now, what shall I make of you?
You.
And that's where we'll leave our story. Thank you so much. I honestly had no idea how that last fight was going to go. Depending on how treacherous Cosimo and Zayla were feeling, that could have gone a very different direction. How do you feel? Let's do a round from not Tom, Travolt, Oviboss, then we'll get the traitors, then we'll get the Overlord. Not Tom. Or, well, Tom as player. What's up?
I had a good time. I enjoyed it. I'm pissed off at Dagmar, and I will cast Annoy Dagmar all week.
Trevor.
Same. Love Dagmar to death. However,
to death.
I don't kill my players. I'm kidding. I try to. No, that was fun. That was fun as hell. I really enjoyed that. But I will return, and I will have my revenge.
I am sure you all will.
Pythagoras wills it.
You're racking up the grudges, Dagmar. Jax.
I had a great time. It was fun to try to futz my way through a level 20 character. So many things I would have done differently. I'm sure that will wake me up at night. I really think things would have gone so differently if I just had one more turn. And I think this is revenge for you all goaded me into murdering everyone in my Plague and Pirate one shot, and I feel like it was a trap. Like now it's like the tables have turned and I don't like it. So
well, we all get to have that experience. And you made a character that was so dangerous that they became the focus of the Overlord's wrath.
Well, it just shows, the muskox really do need to work together. We need to be a herd, and being alone is really risky. It's very accurate, right?
So Sam, Alex, how did it feel to be on both sides?
Well, I've done enough shit to annoy Dagmar, and there's a lot of it coming very shortly. So I thought this was a good chance to not do that for once.
Yeah, you got to spend your points where you can.
Yeah, that was fun. Just actually getting to flex a level 20 character is not something you get to do a lot. Although I will say, just as a slight spoiler, there was a way you could have got Zila over, but you never know. Unless I tell you later.
And to wrap us up, Dagmar, Overlord, supreme in your unchallengeability, apparently, but only with the support of your henchmen. I do believe you're muted.
You're still muted.
You're muted, Dagmar.
Still muted.
Okay.
The one thing that can foil
And
the
then she's
Overlord.
gone. She's been banished.
Yeah, you're fired, Dagmar.
I was
Consider
saying,
this a coup.
Sam,
You're
you're
muted again?
fired. Unless it's Hannah who's doing this. Hannah, you're fired. First of all, big thank you to Hannah for helping out with the production end of things. Round of applause. Very smooth transitions, always. Loved it. I was saying, I think it just proves that Science and Sorcery cannot exist without Sam and Alex, as I genuinely would have given up after about a month. It is our anniversary month, so I'm allowed to be emotional about this. It was also really fun. I've never played a barbarian druid rogue before, and I didn't even use that many of the druid abilities because I was raging. Also, I didn't just get to play a level 20 character. I got to play a level 21 character, and that was very exciting for me.
You had to throw a little bit of extra spice on the Overlord.
Yeah. And I loved seeing all the little Archiefish touches. I really enjoyed that. I will tell my babies. I've decided the lab assistant was named Mr. Grumpy, and he was an Archiefish made into a human. Yeah, this was fantastic. Really enjoyable. Thank you so much, Khalil. How did you feel DMing that, actually?
This is the first time I've ever DM'd level 20. So I was a bit worried about how to provide a challenge for all of you, considering that you're all creative and experienced players with crazy, powerful characters. But, you know, a Velociraptor, a door, and a bunch of other level 20 characters. It's all you really need.
Yeah.
It's been an absolute blast. Thank you so much. And also, you know, massive thanks to everyone for watching. And we hope you enjoyed it. And do support the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, which is our charity for this month. But I'm sure the players have things that they want to plug and yell about.
Yeah, so just first of all, please do support the fundraiser. I picked it because, I mean, I know that Khalil, being Palestinian, would like that I picked it, but also it is personal for me. I've lived in Palestine. My dad spent years working for the Palestinian refugee program for the UN. And it just, those kids really need some help. So if you have some money, I know we're all broke, but please consider giving a bit. But first, Tom, where can people find you? What do you do on the internet? Do you do things on the internet?
My internet time is spent just yelling, I guess.
Your real time is also spent just yelling. I feel like we should say that. There's a lot of
either yelling or wanting to yell. Yeah. You can find me at Animal Sexpert on Twitter. And yeah, that's it.
All right. Okay. Trevor, I know you do a lot of stuff. Would you like to tell the people?
I do too much. Well, Trevor Valley. Hi, paleontologist, professional dungeon master. You can find me for now on Twitter. Depends on when this airs, to be fair. At Tattoos and Bones. On Mondays, I'm on -2 Charisma's Twitch channel for A Sinner's Dream. It's a 1940s noir-inspired 5th edition game. On Tuesdays, I'm on the Free Forge with Become Legend, which is an ultra-modern 5th edition game based in the League of Legends arcane world. On Wednesdays, by the time this airs, I will be done with Leverage Los Angeles on Open Circuit Studios. Our finale is
can people catch up on that?
They can. So if you want to see the Leverage RPG done, based in Los Angeles, check out the Open Circuit Studios YouTube channel. And on Thursdays, I'm back on -2 Charisma with Plastic Cougar Live, the Scum and Villainy campaign about the worst, best theremin space punk band in the galaxy. Yeah, no, it's wild. Yeah,
We'll need to have a battle of the bands with them and the flaming heteros at some point.
That would be really bad.
Good bad or bad?
Bad. Plastic Creature is a drug-fueled, like, major content warning on the game. Drug-fueled, hyper-violent theremin punk band in space. Yeah,
Perfect. We'll bring Boomslang back.
Yeah, Boomslang will fit right in.
That's pretty much where you can find me.
Brilliant.
Just kind of all over the place.
Yeah. Hey, pay Trevor to DM for you.
Yes, please. My hours, my costs are reasonable.
Yes.
Or my
And
rates.
Jax.
Rates. Yeah, rates.
Jax, tell us about you.
For the nonce, I'm also still on Twitter at Jacqueline Gill, and you can hear, if you like climate-y things, I have an older podcast called Warm Regards that wrapped up last year, and we're working on a new podcast that will come out next year called Jax and Phoebe Make a Planet, about paleontology and climate, Earth's history, what makes Earth special and cool and interesting. And then I've also got an essay in a book that's coming out in 2023 in April on audio or paperback or ebook called Not Too Late, Changing the Climate Story from Despair to Possibility. It's amazing. I'm excited just because of the collection. It's edited by Rebecca Solnit and Thelma Young Lutuna Tabwa, and it's going to be awesome. So pre-order that, because every time you do, climate denier cries. So
yes. All right. And once, if there's like an ad or something for that, send it to us and we'll incorporate it into the joke ads that we always put up, and just put a big, this is a real one,
nice.
like on it somewhere. Yeah. Did you say your Twitter handle?
Yeah, at Jacqueline Gill.
At Jacqueline Gill. Brilliant. If you want to find Khalil, where can people do this?
So I'm Dr. Talks a Lot on Twitter, again, for now. And if you like the sound of my voice, I did a podcast for the Natural History Museum called Wild Crimes, which is a kind of an anti-capitalist true crime story compilation where we look at the causes and the effects and the systematic problems behind wildlife crime. And I complain about capitalism, and there's a Wu-Tang Clan. There is a Wu-Tang Clan quote right at the end. You're going to have to listen to the entire series to check it out. We should also be coming up with another Natural History Museum podcast early next year, but watch this space.
Exciting. And Sam can be found at Scottish Psycom. Sam, are you doing anything other than science and sorcery stuff in the near future?
Sam's muted this time.
Now, Hannah, kick him off.
We are professionals.
He's fired. Yep. Done.
So nice having another producer.
No, not really doing much other than like sticking around here on Twitch most of the time. Probably if Twitter dies in the next 6 days before this is due to go out, you won't find me on Mastodon. I'm not moving over to that. It looks like a hellscape.
We're going back to Newt Twitter. I'm making another Google Doc.
Reviving Bebo, that will be my campaign.
Find us in Lord of the Rings Online.
Oh yeah, come and hang out on Elder Scrolls Online. Let's all hang out on there. That's where I would like to go.
Right.
Legs coming soon.
Legs coming soon to meta, guys. It's all happening. This is gonna age so badly. Alex is at Alex J. Holt on Twitter. Alex has legs already, so it doesn't need to be in the metaverse. I don't think I've ever seen your legs, actually. I'm just now realizing this.
How do we know that's yours?
I'm just demonstrably, I just got
been holding up someone else's foot.
Yeah. It's possible.
This is evolving.
There's like a bite mark taken out of it.
Pay Alex to draw art for you.
Yes.
That's what I think where we're going with this, right, Alex?
Yes.
Can confirm.
Money, I give you art.
Yes.
Alex designed my logo, and I fucking love it.
And Alex does most of the character art, science and sorcery, all of the logos and everything. So if you like those, I'm sure Alex's rates are also reasonable because we can't pay them. But you will. So go commission some stuff from people. Go hang out with these people. They're all great. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for donating if you donated. And be sure to join us for our anniversary show on the 18th of November, almost exactly a year after our first stream, as I take Sam, Alex, one of the original cast from the Crystal Catacombs, and a special guest replacing the wonderful Zoe Ayres, who can't make it, back to Silmore College, where 4 very evil people are meeting again at their 10-year reunion, because there's a secret about to be uncovered, and they need to make sure that doesn't happen. So that's my trailer for that. This is more information than either Sam or Alex knew already, I think. But we'll see you again next week. Thank you so much to our players. Thank you, Hannah, for helping us produce. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.